of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana City. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
Citi 97.3. Accra. Citi 97.3. More variety.
This is the story of Anthony Owusu-Ansah and his delivery business, Shark Express. What started as one man's dream is now a thriving same-day delivery business that serves hundreds of families. Through financing, mentorship, business networks, and market access, APSA is helping businesses like Shark Express grow, create jobs, build futures, and deliver joy across Ghana. Behind Anthony's success isn't only hard work, it's having the right partner like APSA. From funding to guidance, APSA stands with entrepreneurs who dare to dream.
We see your story and we invite you to write it with us. Your story matters. APSA.
You are listening to Citi 97.3 FM, the city's finest.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to Citi. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Onyamina semeso Otimi munti semikaya na mejai Mewo wansamino semikakaya na me pentemede Maramembo amiho Onyamina semeso Asheye yinti semikaya Namejai Ninya Sumje Misram Paibo Mihia Butter Susara Butter Mesia Wasemde Mikuma Miwa Mezi Kuku Hey Kuku Masem ye wasem, misu ye wosu. Miki abutar, sosora abutar. Wasem sede, se eo mamia, mezi kuni. Shenyim kasuyente, Abrameja impono. I want you to be back. Na miss a barrier was sister. Some compromise. Otimi Munti Semikaya Nameja. Shenyim Pasuyente. Abraham is Meja Impono. I want you to grab in a woman. Na miss a barrier was sister. Some compromise. Otimi Munti. Check me and Nameja.
biggest conversation.
So his name is Joe Beecham. 6:30 is the time. 97.3 is the dial. And Wednesday is the day. And I think it's the 11th day of March, if I'm not mistaken. And I like this song because he talks about how he uses his memory to inspire action. Yeah, so there are some issues that when they occur, you begin to feel despondent and down. But when you remember what the Lord has said, or when you remember how far He's brought you from, you remember some of the victories you've chalked in the past. The Bible says David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. So what I would say to you, master the art of self-talk and self-motivation. No, it's not madness. You respond more to sound than to most things. So you need to learn to talk to yourself. Yeah, so Sister Mikaya Namejai. So remind yourself of where you've come from and the promise God has made you. The promise you made yourself. And you will be encouraged to continue on this journey to make a difference. So your imagination preplays your future, your memory replays your past. Use it to great advantage. Master the art of self-talk. Oh yes, you are not mad. Talk to yourself. Advise yourself. So this is Joe Beecham. And with that, we start with the business sense segment. We all start a new year with good intentions, so many plans and resolutions. This year, we're giving you at APSA the chance to actually make them count. With APSA Target Save, you can plan towards specific goals, earn interest on your savings, and get insurance cover to help you protect what you're working towards. Is it a wedding or that long-awaited vacation trip? Whatever the goal, APSA will help you make it happen. Open an APSA Target Save account today. Your story matters, APSA. So what is the City Breakfast Show? Is it just a show? Is it just a platform to talk? Well, it's much more than a show. It's also mobilization. It's also inspiration. It's also self-reflection, all with the purpose of nation building. It's aggregating ideas, views, and emotions, bringing experiences together, putting the best minds to work in the noble task of nation building. Some people think all the media does is look for controversy or look for, somebody said, like, journalists are just looking for when a man buys a dog. It's as if when we wake up in the morning, we are looking for trouble. No, we are not. We want the nation to work. We want citizens to be very alive to their responsibilities. We want duty bearers, government, politicians to do what they say and mean what they say. All of that come together in 3.5 hours of distilled logical questions, sometimes relentlessly being pursued until we get the right answer. It also means highlighting challenges in society and also pointing out things that are going on well But it's much more than that. We also organize events. March is Heritage Month.
Yeah, man.
And it's not just discussing what is important, it's also going to places that are of value. So in the past week, we've been to 14 regions. We call it the Heritage Caravan. We'll be talking more about that later today. Some of the caravanners will tell us how the experience was. You have to visit your own country. By all means, travel. And we're culminating the month with 2 days of gastronomy. It's called Back to Your Village Food Festival, and we'll be eating food from every part of the country at the Southern Children's Park. Please join us on the last weekend of the month of March for the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Again, we have lots to say about this. So you see, it's much more than a radio show. It's much more than a radio station. Eat Ghana, wear Ghana, and do all the things about Ghana. So let me know what you're looking forward to tasting and sampling at the festival. What food are you hoping to sample at the festival? Send us a WhatsApp message or a voice note. You've been eating that your whole life.
Yes,
try something different.
No.
Try something. You are too traditional.
Episode we do where they can't lie with. I'm a Dutchy and Pochi.
That's all. You are not changing.
No, not at all.
I hear you.
If you like, add some adjective.
Hey. Which one?
Otherwise, akpalarekpe. You know, it is a special ama. My people know akpalarekpe. It be correct.
Akpalarekpe.
Allah. Akpalarekpe. It be rough.
Name of the ama.
No, it be special ama way it did. Akpalarekpe. Yes.
You mean our greens have become so mature? They haven't guy name.
Yeah, that's akpalarekpe. Yes, akpala should be heavy. If you so.
The akpala must be heavy.
Brutal.
Accompany such a sauce. So we don't want light things. We want heavy bamboo.
Chale, over Guru Makari, any ujugbo. You understand? Guru no Guru Makari. You know, you do your play with the chop.
It's better than light.
Yeah, those tea business. No.
That's why some people eat banku in the morning.
Chop heavy.
I mean, why should unless you are doing manual job, why should you wake up at 6:30 and eat banku?
Tell it sustains you for the rest of your life.
It's not. So are you saying that? Are you saying that the whole tea and those things are
challenge?
What
Grandma is the chijoji venya is the waste of everybody's. So beverage, porridge, and those things in the morning.
Oh,
Charlie, it's just a waste of everybody's time. When you do heavy, chop heavy, you finish the rest of the day, just take some water. You'll be fine.
But it may affect you, may sleep.
Oh, no. Then you are not functioning properly.
Alright, the newspaper review segment is sponsored by what's it called? Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy amazing benefits like lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wider with Fidelity Bank. To learn more, contact us on 0800 003 355 or go to fidelitybank.com.gh. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. Richard Alaska is here with Caleb Kuda. Caleb, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
Where are you starting from today?
So, Daily Graphic leads with Audit spots 21 billion Ghana Citi fraud on state coffers. Government targets corporates for prosecution and spillover of Boko conflict. 23 arrested over Galamsey in Odan River Forest Reserve. And if you go to the back page, call off strike, less dialogue. Labour Minister appeals to clock sack.
Labour Minister is talking, nobody the mind.
Why are you doing that, my man?
Clock sack, they are wild though. Labour Minister has been coming on there. Oh, they don't mind them, man.
They cause confusion. They should go back. We beg them. Yes. We beg them. They should go back and we'll deal with the problem. The new publisher has Baba Jamal in. He's doing some meditation on the front page. So meditation. So
campaign is tough.
Why do you publish the? This should be contempt of parliament. Yes. So
the picture of him sleeping.
Okay. You have good English, so you can describe it.
Baba Jamal's first day in parliament. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and it says Baba Jamal Ahmed Parliament in Parliament on the day he was sworn in. He was thinking about the task ahead.
Also on the front page, we're told Golden Defiance. Ghana snaps US-China warnings. It has to do with the gold and the royalties we want to collect sliding scale. People are not happy in the West and in the Asian region. Also, Akufo-Addo to lead AU observer mission to Congo presidential election. And good news, 93 Yahoo boys busted with 73 tortured victims.
So Chronicle has the story of President Akufo-Addo leading AU election observation mission to Congo as well.
Is this Congo DR or Congo Brazzaville? Congo Brazzaville.
Okay. And then Africa Policy Lens demands full disclosure on gold board divestment. And then Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah mad over sale of Ghana's gold reserves.
The news center says $6 billion Damang mine at stake. Selection of new operator shrouded in secrecy comes with the photographs of the President of the Republic and Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, the Minister for the sector. Also on the front page this morning, there's something here that says consult broadly before SIM re-registration. Telco CEO are telling the ministry responsible for communications. Also, gold sale rebalance portfolio, not a loss. This is coming in from the BOG boss and some other stories on the front page.
So the Ghanaian publisher Comac exposes Star Oil Goil over fuel supply disruptions. Minority rejects NHIS debt claims, and NDC foot soldiers angry over recruitment process.
Let me take you to the Daily Guide. Minority raises alarm over new mining royalty law. Comes with a photograph of our Member of Parliament, Patrick Boama, who is here on the front page. Also, Oppong-Nkrumah takes on BOG over $1.3 billion loss claim. And something here that says MPA extortion case, OSP converts accused into witness. Some other stories make the front page.
The Herald leads with 68.7 billion Ghana cedi arrears scandal rocks Akufo-Addo regime. Parliament ordered to investigate falsified records and inflated claims. Now, cancer fears over chemically ripened bananas flooding Accra and Kumasi markets. And then OSP.
When you take the banana to your house,
small time now. Yeah, it's true.
Meanwhile, when it's in the shop, it's looking normal. As soon as it gets into your house, it changes.
Banana chemically ripening it, and there are fears of cancer.
We should grow our own.
You know, those days we're planting banana behind our washing.
The bananas we plant, a lot of it is exported, and then we also eat imported banana. That's the globalization. So that story is where?
It's on the Herald newspaper this morning. And
what's the Inside saying?
The Inside has a story about the Israeli situation.
Watch out.
Yeah. It says the U.S.-Israel war against Iran. Global coalition condemns military aggression. You know, they will be in that space. Also, something here that says NDC in the Volta NDC group rally support urges Semerville to reconsider decision on Deputy Secretary position. Some other stories here on the front page. But if you go to the Custodian, we are told tension mounts in NDC as angry party supporters cry over no jobs and failed oral promises. The president is here together with the chairman of the party. Also, the front page, BOG outlines economic recovery and policy actions to Parliament. And Anot Dompre urges Ghana to criminalize ecocide.
Let's go online. See Channel 1 Newsroom online. People's Forum say fast-running prepaid meters linked to higher tariff bands. Meanwhile, Councillor Luttrell to face court March 11 over controversial Daddy Lumba remarks. 2 police officers killed in motor accident at Ofuasin Airebi. And tricycle rider arrested over 397 slabs of suspected cannabis in Techiman. And then if you go to citynewsroom.com, Minority Leader says we should scrap AI aptitude test for security recruitment. Meanwhile, the Shippers Authority is probing alleged Middle East surcharge on earlier shipments. Auditor General's report should lead to prosecution, not scare tactics. Kabiru Mahama is speaking. Meanwhile, we are told forensic audit prevents loss of over 150 million CDs in teacher allowance in Sky. The details of the report are quite serious. If they are found to be true after, I'm told that the PAC is supposed to go into them. Very, very serious indeed. Now, Fabak says we should extend the land transit ban to fruit products. And then, according to the Finance Ministry, looters of public funds will be held accountable. All those on citynewsroom.com. My job online says 50 million CD frozen in Wuntumi's account. Government spokesperson Felix Kwachu reveals. He also says cabinet approves special tribunals to tackle corruption and illicit wealth cases. And then there are details of the various dockets, 27 dockets, 140 suspects. Felix Kwachufosu says Oral is already delivering results. Meanwhile, Daddy Lumbe's family head has been summoned over burial controversy. Yeah.
Summoned to where?
I will give you the details if you are interested.
Okay.
There's a Tupac. And then international news. Israel hits Beirut, Gulf states intercept Iran attacks, Hormuz fear spike. This is Al Jazeera reporting. The BBC is also leading with Israel launches new strikes at Iran and Lebanon as US says it has hit 16 Iranian mine-laying ships. The war is not yet over, gentlemen. Let's get into the details.
Okay, so let's talk about the banana first.
No, let's do the Auditor General.
Yes.
Auditor General.
So, Audit spots 21 billion Ghana Cedi fraud on state coffers. Government targets corporates for prosecution. Kester Abraham Crunchy writes for Daily Graphic that a special audit into Ghana's unpaid debts has uncovered 21.35 billion suspicious, duplicated, and fictitious claims on state coffers, compelling a government pledge to prosecute all individuals involved in what it terms a systemic plunder of the public purse. The amount is made up of 8.1 billion Ghana Cedi outright rejection and 13.26 billion Ghana Cedi that must be justified before payments can be effected. Now, the disallowed amounts were part of 68.7 billion Ghana Cedi submitted to the Ministry of Finance as unpaid interim payment certificates, IPCs, invoices, and bank transfer advices owed to contractors and suppliers. The government in July last year tasked the Ghana Audit Service, working in partnership with EY and PwC, to verify and validate 68.7 billion Ghana Cedi submitted to the Ministry of Finance in unpaid interim payment certificates, invoices, and bank transfers owed to the contractor. So we are told the outstanding IPCs and invoices amounted to 50.5 billion Ghana cedis, while outstanding bank BTAs amounted to 18.3
So let me do two things
Ghana
with this story. I'll give you about three of the sub-headlines. So for example, 10,000 metric tons of rice unaccounted for after full payment. That's one line of the story, where the ministry's audit revealed that 10,000 metric tons of rice paid for by the government in 2024 remain unaccounted for, raising concerns about accountability in the distribution of food supplies intended to mitigate the impact of the dry spell. So that's one example. 35 contractors took $7.9 million but failed to mobilize for Agenda 111. That's another one that came through. The Deputy Minister revealed that 35 contractors under the project were given almost $8 million in mobilization but failed to mobilize to the site or deliver work commensurate to the payments. Okay, then there's a couple more. Looters of public funds will be held accountable according to the Deputy Finance Minister. They have referred the matter to the AG, and the Speaker has also referred the report to the Public Accounts Committee to go into the details.
Okay.
Another one, 293 million CDs, government transfer without supporting documents. I mean, Sky, if you read the executive summary, you will be boiling if the issues are found to be true. So it says, for example, that on the payables as of end of 2024, auditors found that BTAs, which is bank transfer advices across 6 government institutions worth 293 million CDs, lack supporting documents. There was even another claim that some monies were paid to banks for loans which were never taken. Okay. It's really scandalous, and we'll get into the details of that later.
Okay, meanwhile, let me take you to two related stories regarding how our resources are being used. So, Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, Member of Parliament for Ofuasia Yerebi, is talking on page 9 of the Daily Guide. The story says a fresh controversy has erupted over Ghana's reserve management strategy after Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, the Minority Member of Parliament for Ofuasia Yerebi, and ranking member on the Parliamentary Committee on Economy and Development, criticized the Bank of Ghana over its decision to sell part of the country's gold reserves. Now, his comments followed a briefing by the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, who appeared before the committee on Monday to explain the central bank's monetary policy actions, reserve management decisions, and the financial implications of stabilizing the economy after the recent debt crisis. But if you go to the page 12 of the news center, they go with the angle of the Bank of Ghana boss. The story says the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has defended the central bank's decision to sell part of Ghana's gold reserves, stating that the move was a deliberate diversification strategy rather than a loss of national assets. Now, Dr. Esiama explained that the conversion of a portfolio of the country's gold holdings into foreign exchange assets form part of routine reserve management designed to maintain a balanced and resilient reserve portfolio capable of supporting the economy during periods of external shocks.
All right.
I turn our attention to graft issues. OSP changes course in NPA corruption case. Again, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has once again sprung another surprise. This is Herald newspaper, by the way. Sprung another surprise by dropping charges against Albert Ankra, the fourth accused person in the ongoing corruption and money laundering case involving former chief executive of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, and 9 others, and will instead present him as a witness for the prosecution. Now, Mr. Ankra was previously accused of conspiring with other individuals and companies to launder millions of cedis through property acquisition, was originally among those charged in several counts related to the alleged laundering of proceeds from an extortion scheme at the NPA. The case has kept getting intriguing since October 2025 when it started. OSP has significantly amended and increased criminal charges against the NPA executives, including Dr. Abdul Hamid and 9
So
others.
does that mean that the fourth accused is now going to be a prosecution witness?
Yes, that's what it means in essence. Let me take you to page 3 of the Publisher newspaper, which is the new Publisher. 93 Yahoo boys busted. Now, the Ghana Immigration Service has arrested 93 Nigerian nationals suspected of operating an internet fraud syndicate in Accra following a major intelligence-led operation in the national capital. Now, the suspects, comprising 91 men and 2 women, were arrested during a coordinated raid on 6 houses at Def Traco Estate. Why do they keep using the estates?
Yes,
What's going on?
Because the estate people, we are not punishing them for the lack of responsibility in who they rent to.
Yes, they must know
If
they
you
are
rent a room
tenants
to people and there are 50 people sleeping in the room, if you have any sense of national duty, you call the police.
Exactly, there should be serious questions.
We should not be letting these guys off the hook because they are paying dollars. So when you have a property market which is
They
so
don't
greedy
care.
without thinking about citizenship, you go to a room, there are 100 men in the room every day with laptops.
Can you imagine?
And because they are paying rent, you can't say anything to them.
That is so wrong.
So now they've been arrested, 93 of them.
93?
Up to no good. Talk to me about other stories, Caleb.
So, spillover of Boko conflict. 23 arrested over Galamsey in Odan River Forest Reserve. This is page 13 of Daily Graphic. Timothy Nyangbe writes that the Boko conflict may have died down, but the full implications of the protracted dispute is emerging down south as 18 of the 23 illegal miners arrested in the Odan River Forest Reserve claim to have been displaced by the conflict. Now, the rapid response team of the Forestry Commission arrested the 23 illegal miners in a dawn to dusk swoop in the forest reserve located in the Ashanti region in an intensified effort to clamp down on illegal mining activities in the Odan River and its tributaries. It has a photo of forest and river badly damaged as a result of that.
I'm staying with you. Go to the Herald and talk to me about the banana story.
Just before that, though, I just want to draw your attention to a story on page 2 of the Custodian, which basically says the minority chief whip, a member of parliament for Nsawome Duijiri, Mr. Frank Anodompre, has called on Ghana to enact legislation criminalizing ecocide, describing the issue as an urgent moral, legal, and environmental imperative. Now, in a statement presented in Parliament on Monday, March 9, 2026, the minority chief whip emphasized that ecocide, defined as the mass destruction of ecosystems, is a global concern that demands legal accountability.
Good one there. Now, cancer fears over chemically ripened bananas flooding Accra, Kumasi markets. Now, concerns are mounting over the potential health risks associated with the consumption of artificially ripened bananas following information received by the Herald indicating that certain chemicals used in the ripening process may pose serious health threats to consumers. Information contained in an audio recording forwarded to the newspaper suggests that consumers may be exposed to various health conditions including stomach ulcers, kidney complications, and liver problems linked to bananas that are artificially ripened using chemicals before reaching the market. Sources familiar with the banana trade revealed that the Kwesihu community and surrounding areas in the Kwewu East district of the Eastern region have become major centers for banana trading and distribution. However, concerns are growing that some of the fruits supplied to major markets could pose potential risks to consumers. So individuals familiar with the trade allege that some bananas are treated with chemicals containing calcium carbide to accelerate ripening before they are transported to major markets, particularly in Accra and Kumasi, where demand for fruits goods remain high.
Let's stay with food. The High Street Journal has a story. Plugging revenue loopholes. Fabag is pushing for transit ban to be extended to fruit juice products. So the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana has urged government to extend the transit goods ban to fruit juices and similar products, saying broader restrictions will close smuggling loopholes, protect legitimate businesses, and strengthen revenue collection by the GRA. The call follows a directive by the finance minister banning the movement of certain transit goods into Ghana through land borders and requiring them to enter through the country's seaports. While Fabag has already praised the directive as a bold step towards tackling smuggling and revenue leakages, the association believes more products should be included to prevent traders from exploiting gaps in the policy. So they've added fruit juices to the goods that they feel government should apply this ban to.
Right.
Sky, let me come back to you.
Yeah, so I take you to the swearing in of my good friend Baba Jamal. You find that story on page 7 of the news center. I'm not going to read the other version because, I don't think that my friend. So the story, the proper story is on page 7.
What was the problem?
It was meditative. Now, the Speaker of Parliament swears in Baba Jamal. The story in the news center says the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bogling, has sworn into office Alhaji Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed of the National Democratic Congress as the newly elected Member of Parliament for the Ayawaso East constituency. Now, this follows the March 3, 2026 by-election in which Baba Jamal secured victory with 10,884 valid votes, defeating 4 other contestants. Now, we're told that that ceremony happened in Parliament yesterday, and it's looking really, really nice.
No, he's not looking bad at all.
And the speaker revealed that he gave his daughter in marriage to Baba Jamal, so at
unlikely
least that's
to be
his
the
son.
real daughter.
When you say his daughter, now there are two interesting stories here. Councillor Lutrot to appear in court over controversial remarks today. Relationship Councillor Cyril George Lutrot, widely known as Councillor Lutrot, is expected to appear in court on Wednesday, March 11, following his arrest over alleged comments said to have incited public unrest. According to reports, Lutrot made comments urging Ghana youth to exhume the body of the late highlight musician Daddy Lumba from his East Legon residence. He allegedly argued that burying the musician at what he described as an unapproved location on Ghana land disrespected local traditions and authorities and called for immediate action if the proper cultural procedures were not followed. Now, the remarks quickly sparked outrage on social media among sections of the public, with many condemning them as insensitive and capable of inciting unrest. Now, Sky, in a related development, the family head has now been summoned by the
Lumba matter. No?
Yes, because of what Councillor Lutrot has said.
Okay.
So the story now on my journal line says Victor Kofi Owusu, also known as Ebusiapinyin Tupac, family head of the late legend Charles Kojofosu, has been formally summoned by the Gadambi traditional authorities. The summon issued by War Lumokono Numo Bokete Lawe Churu, the Bobulo Mosiche, and spiritual overlord of the Gadambi state request Mr. Owusu to appear on 13th March. The appearance is connected to public concerns regarding the alleged burial of Daddy Lumba at his private residence at East Legon. And then this led to a whole lot of controversy. So there's a court case in relation to what Councillor Lutrot has said. And there's also the Traditional Council being concerned about the allegations around where the man was buried.
Okay. But was he really buried there?
I think they want to ask him.
Okay.
That they want to check if he was buried, if they went through the right procedure, if indeed that was what they did.
Okay.
So it's led to some level of controversy. I wanted to read a rejoinder
from
that was sent. You know, on Monday, we interviewed an analyst from the Ministry of Energy about TOR. So he says that the interview I granted him has been misrepresented on some websites.
Okay.
So he says, I've taken notice of a misreportage and misleading headlines by some news portals. He mentioned some of them like Graphic Online and others. Regarding an interview I granted to Citi FM during the Citi Breakfast Show, hosted by Bernard Avila on March 9. In the course of the interview and in response to a question posed by the host, I explained that the decision concerning the source of crude oil for TOR is primarily guided by considerations of price competitiveness and overall profitability to the nation. I further emphasized that if exporting locally sourced crude oil proves to be more economically beneficial to the country, then there should be no difficulty in importing crude to feed the refinery. In the same interview, I clearly stated that TOR possesses the infrastructure capacity to refine locally sourced crude. However, where economic considerations make it more prudent to import crude for refining, that option may be explored. It has come to my attention that certain media outlets have miscommunicated the position I sought to convey during the interview for reasons I am yet to know. I therefore wish to clarify that my comments were made within the context of ensuring economic efficiency and safeguarding the national interest in the operations of TOR. I trust that this clarification will help place the matter in proper perspective. Signed, Dr. Suleiman Yusuf.
Thank you.
And I think it's just fair to do this.
Very well.
And the headline we gave was that Ghana is taking steps to mitigate the impact of rising oil prices.
Okay.
But everybody had the interview differently. So if that has led to any problems for him, we apologize.
Yes.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for
Merci
supporting
beaucoup.
the newspaper review. Coming up next is the Citi Business News.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Andrea. Challenge these days, new level crown. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank.
Oh, okay.
And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle. And the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I day aside, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News at 7. Nashi Kasiza with the details. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and Valix Lease. Coming up, industry players defend Bank of Ghana's move of rebalancing gold to meet debt obligations. And government urged to accelerate implementation of strategic energy transition to reduce exposure to global oil price shocks. Also coming up, Ghana Chamber of Mines to continue advocating for changes to Ghana's mining fiscal regime. I'm Nashika Caesar. Let's get to the details of our stories. Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Echiahene says the Bank of Ghana's decision to rebalance part of its gold reserves into foreign exchange assets was justified, citing the need to meet Ghana's external debt obligations and maintain adequate liquidity in the country's reserve portfolio. His comments come after the Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama briefed Parliament Economy and Development Committee on the central bank's recent reserve management actions and other banking sector development. According to him, the move reflects a standard reserve management strategy used by central banks when faced with immediate foreign currency obligations.
Just having gold there does not actually sterilize or boost your reserves. Because you have it. But if you don't manage it very well, sell it at the time you need it and continue to beef it up, you may have gold and suddenly the gold prices can come to $2,000 and you want to make a loss. So for us, the debt was there for it to be paid. So I think in managing financial management, in foreign exchange management, he did that by selling some of the gold to go and pay nearly $1 billion. And apart from that, just after paying that, they had to also pay the DDEP. DDEP was about 10 billion. And I can assure you the government at that time has not even generated any tax to be able to say that you're going to pay the debt. So these are part of the management of the currency. So for me, the explanation governor gave, if you have been in the seat or if you have done foreign exchange transactions, you've been dealing in treasury management and all, you would appreciate what he did. People think that we can hedge and continue to have gold until it's down to $6,000. But when you have a liability to pay, you need to make sure that you pay it. And as we paid, it has affected our credit rating. That's why we are being rated close, I think, to B- or thereabout.
That was banking consultant Dr. Richmond Echiahene. Now, the Ghana Chamber of Mines says it will continue to advocate for changes to the country's mining fiscal regime, including a lower sliding scale royalty rate of 4 to 8%, the removal of the growth and sustainability levy, and the introduction of a 1% net profit contribution to a community development fund. The push comes despite the recent passage of the Minerals and Mining Royalty Regulations 2025, which has now been enacted into law. Here's more.
The regulations set a 5 to 12% sliding scale royalty, allowing the government to adjust rates with global commodity prices. They also establish a 1% community development fund for lithium mining to support infrastructure in host communities, including the Mfantsiman municipality. The Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber, Engineer Kenneth Ashigbe, emphasized the need for lower royalties to ease the burden on mining companies.
We're all talking about the same industry. What can we do to ensure that the unintended consequences of this particular revision in the LI, which was initially supposed to be a revision of the lithium agreement, does not negatively impact us? So we will continue to engage. It's interesting that if LI passes, it means that a small-scale miner, because the LI does not make a distinction. It says anybody who has a concession. It means a small-scale miner is also supposed to be paying dividends, to pay royalties of between 5 to 12%. And we know that a small scale, when you do that, even when it was just the small withholding tax, they were voting with their legs. They would just not pay. They would smuggle the gold out. So what do we need to look at this LI holistically.
Tax analyst Francis Timoboy also warns that while the government aims to boost revenue, the new rules could add extra strain on mining firms.
We can't deny the fact that it's going to create some additional burden for them initially, because they are now paying growth and sustainability levy and also this sliding scale. The good thing is that the growth and sustainability levy is supposed to end in 2028. It was a temporary measure that was introduced by government to help look for money in times of difficulties. But the only unfortunate thing is that sometimes this growth and sustainability levy, we keep renewing it every year. So we hope that in 2028, when the sunset clause sets in, we're not going to renew it any further.
You heard tax analyst Francis Timor ending the report filed by Daniel Odu-Mensah. Now, Citi Business News is learning that a meeting between the National Petroleum Authority, oil marketing companies and LPG marketing companies on the revised petroleum product pricing guidelines ended without any major changes to the policy framework. The meeting was convened on Tuesday to discuss the revised guidelines and provide further clarification to industry players ahead of their implementation, with a key focus on the implementation of the decision to scrap the application of discounted fuel prices across the downstream petroleum sector. The move is expected to take effect from the second pricing window of March, which begins on March 16. Sources indicate that the NPA largely used the meeting to take OMCs and LPGMCs through the details of the revised guidelines to prepare them for the implementation on the already announced date of March 16. Now, oil prices are trading slightly above the $80 per barrel mark in early Wednesday sessions, reflecting continued volatility in the global crude market. Checks with Citi Business News on Bloomberg show that West Texas Intermediate crude is trading at $84.15 per barrel. Brent crude is also trading for $87.97 per barrel. Now to some other stories. Government is being urged to accelerate the implementation of strategic energy transition policies to reduce Ghana's exposure to global oil price shocks. The call follows renewed geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, which analysts warn could disrupt global supply and push fuel prices higher for import-dependent economies like Ghana.
The warning comes as global oil markets reacted sharply to escalating tensions in the Middle East, pushing crude prices higher earlier in the week. Although prices have begun to ease slightly, analysts say markets remain on the edge amid fears that any prolonged conflict could disrupt supply and drive fuel costs higher for import-dependent economies like Ghana. Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia, speaking to Citi Business News, said Ghana must broaden its energy transition strategy beyond electricity generation to include the transport sector, which accounts for a large share of petroleum consumption. He explained that accelerating policies that promote electric vehicles and cleaner transport technologies could help reduce the country's reliance on imported fuel and cushion the economy against future oil price shocks.
I think that as a country, we must relook at our energy security strategies and ensure that within our energy security framework, we have more of renewable energy or transition energy, so that this insulates us from some of these geopolitical tensions. Beyond having that in the energy sector, by accelerating or fast-tracking the implementation of transition and renewable energies as embedded in most of the policy frameworks when it comes to renewable and then a transition framework, I also think that we must integrate that also into our transport sector because the dependence of transport sector on fossil fuel is too high in the country. So we must begin to fast-track, whether through legislative means, whether through regulatory means or executive means, we must begin to realign and harmonize most of the policies within the e-mobility sector, so that we can, as a matter of urgency, implement policies that will fast-track and accelerate the usage or distribution of e-mobility in Ghana, and that will go a long way in the medium term to insulate us from some of these global shocks.
That was the Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia, ending that report by Daniel Sakiti. Now, on the interbank market today, the dollar is trading at 10 cedis 78 pesos, while the British pound is going for 14 cedis 44 pesos, and the euro is going for 12 cedis 50 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex Lease. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Every nation needs a mirror, a place to see itself clearly. The struggles, the progress, the uncomfortable truths. From housing to healthcare, from transportation to education, the Citi Breakfast Show tells Ghana's story as it is. Weekday mornings, the Citi Breakfast Show, reflecting the nation, driving development. The Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The Citi Breakfast Show. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Caleb Kuda here once again. Ashika Caesar brought us the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. Up next, we bring you Kickoff. And that's brought to you by Polytank. Have you gotten your Polytank Sumo Super yet? If not, this is your month to save. Get 10% off the premium multiple layer Sumo Super tank from now till the end of the Ghana month nationwide. Let's celebrate our heritage together. Built with advanced multi-layer technology and reinforced for superior durability, Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank is the original. We do not request for Momo payments online. Now, if you're a driver whose vehicle is constantly on the road, you know the pressure that fuel cost and frequent oil changes can put on your budget. Shell, the world's #1 global supplier of lubricants, understands how quickly these costs add up. That's why we are easing the load on your pocket with reduced prices on Shell lubricants. Effective March 1, Shell Advance, Shell Helix, and Shell Remula lubricants will be available at reduced prices across all sale points. So enjoy longer drain intervals, superior engine protection, and smoother gear shifts, all while saving money. Visit your nearest Shell station for your next oil change. Shell lubricants designed for ultimate engine performance. You know the hottest slogan in town? Oh, you don't? It's Part to Part from GCB Bank. So Part to Part is not just vibes, it's your chance to win Megagantron prizes. We are talking the ultimate all-expense paid trip to the Global Football Fiesta this year, plus monthly TVs, fridges, cookers, and many goodies. Prizes know they finish. Join the winning team, deposit and maintain 300 Ghana cedis or more in your GCB savings or current account. That's all. Small savings. The more points you earn. Part to part. Then boom, you can win big. So get in the game, and your next stop could be Yankee, Canada, or Mexico. From January to April this year, save and win. Go with the Part to Part promo or GCB Bank Global Football. Here we can. T's and C's apply. GCB is your bank for life. Kickoff is next. And before we jump into Kickoff, are you or your organization struggling with unreliable repairs, long turnaround times, and a lack of privacy in the tech repair space? Put your worries to rest. Tech Therapy Limited is your one-stop shop for trusted and reliable smart device fixes delivered with strict adherence to data privacy standards. I like that. So call us on 0505 789 096. Visit our socials, Tech Therapy. Visit our website, techtherapy.africa, or pass by our office at 24 Garden Road, East Legon, near the ANC Mall. Tech Therapy is your digital wellness partner. Edwin Kwalkofi is ready with Kickoff, ladies and gentlemen.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Good morning and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Kickoff on the Citi Breakfast Show. Coming up,
Gabriel Sara gets the game underway for the home side, just as he did to Van Dijk a moment ago. Sara's corner, Osimhen, it's in! Mario Lemina heads Galatasaray.
just 7 minutes into the match after deafening Rams Park, the famous Istanbul cauldron erupted. Mario Lemina rose to meet a cross and powered a clinical header past Liverpool's debutant goalkeeper Georgi Mamadashvili, sending the home crowd into wild celebration. We'll bring you more details in the bulletin, plus some updates from the local scene. Good morning and welcome to Kickoff. I am Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is powered by Shell, Shell Go Well, Western Union, Politangana, and Shehu. Let's improve life. Welcome to the bulletin. And with just a few months to the FIFA World Cup, calls are growing for more Ghana Premier League players to be considered for the Black Stars following their recent performances in the domestic league. Bernard Abeku-Otre has more in this report.
With just days to the start of the 2026 World Cup, the spotlight is largely being on Ghanaian players plying their trades abroad. But back home, the Ghana Premier League continues to produce standout performers who believe their form deserves recognition with the Ghana national football team, the Black Stars. At BBN Gold Stars, 26-year-old forward Samuel Atakumi has been one of the most lethal attackers in the league this season. With 11 goals to his name, Atakumi has consistently delivered when it matters most, leading the lines with confidence and purpose. His performances have sparked calls from within the club for national recognition, with Deputy Administrator Joseph Otimenu urging the Ghana Football Association to hand the informed striker an opportunity in the Black Stars friendly matches ahead of a tournament.
Which is the right call, because just been called up to the local Black Stars where he played some few minutes in South Africa against South Africa before the start of the AFCON. Per his goal to achieve for now is around 14 goals for the season. The real goals is 11. Included in the Black Stars, a very good call. And we are just a few months to the World Cup. World Cup is somewhere around June. And his form is very important because whether home or away, he scores.
At Baseke Holy Stars, 19-year-old Prince Trinidad is emerging as one of the league's most exciting prospects. The teenager has already netted 7 goals, showing composure, pace, and a natural eye for goal that belies his age. His performances have drawn admiration from his club's technical team, with assistant coach Musa describing Trinidad as one of the finest in the country who has yet to receive the level of media attention his talent deserves.
Of course, it's one of the best we have in the league. It's just unfortunate that media are not turning their attention on him, but looking at how he performed both home and away, he deserves to be part of our senior national team.
Meanwhile, at Media Mercy, another attacking talent is making a strong case for consideration. Salim Adams, just 23 years old, has found the net 6 times this season, while also producing moments of brilliance that have captured the imagination of fans. His stunning strike earned him the league's goal of the month for January, underlining his quality in the final third. Mediama's head coach Ibrahim Tanko has since backed the young forward for inclusion in the Black Stars squad heading into the World Cup.
And I'm sure the technical team are going around watching some games. I mean, they were here last time when we played, and I'm sure they are also watching him, and I'm sure that he's going to get his chance to get the call.
That was a report by my colleague Bernard Abeku Otre. Let's stay with the Black Stars, and their captain Jordan Ayew has expressed confidence in the current team's ability to meet expectations at the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Mexico and Canada. Ghana have been placed in Group L alongside England, Panama and Croatia. In an interview with Asempa FM, Ayew stated that the core group of players who secured qualification have what it takes to represent the nation well on the global stage.
The preparation is starting from now. And we're not going to spend 1 month or 2 months in America, just to go there and just to visit the country. I think the players that have played the qualifiers have done extremely well. I don't think we need any additions. I think that we have a good team. I think that as time goes on, we're improving. We're improving. We don't have much time to train together. We always have 1 or 2 days, then we play a game. So it's not always easy, but as time goes on, we're improving, we're getting to gel, we're getting to know each other, the unity is getting better, everything is being positive, everything is growing. So I don't think it's the right time to have changes.
That was Black Stars captain Jordan Ayew echoing his call as the Member of Parliament for K2 North, Eric Edem Agbana, who believes the Black Stars can surpass their historic 2010 FIFA World Cup performance.
I believe that the Black Stars will do very well.
Go past
I'm always biased when it comes to Black Stars. In fact, even when things are very difficult for the team, I'm one of those who believe that we are winning. So, but I believe that with the preparations that we are putting in place, I have had a few conversations with the GFA president, who is a good friend, and I think that I love the mindset behind the preparation. We will do well. I am confident that.
Very confident we'll do well.
If
go past 2010.
If there is, yes, we should go past 2010. If there is any team in Africa that will head to the finals and eventually bring the trophy, I believe it will be my Black Stars, and it can happen in this 2026 World Cup.
That was the Member of Parliament for Ketu North, Eric Edem Agbana. We'll stay with the national team, and assistant coach John Paintel says he is expecting a tough game when the Black Stars take on England in their second group game on the 23rd of June in the World Cup.
Playing in England, play against England is always the best. Especially even the friendly match we played in England some years back. It was beautiful. The crowd was, the colours, they believe the quality in Ghanaians, and the Ghanaians also believe the quality England has. So it's going to be beautiful, and it's not going to be just football. It's going to be more than football. And then for me, as a technical team, we are looking forward to it. It's always going to be crucial. We will say it's a local derby, although they are far from Africa, but I see it as a local derby. When it comes to local derby, the one who wants more can go for it. And I believe Ghana, we know what we want, and we are not going to underrate anything during the competition. So it's going to be dog eat dog, but at the end of the day, I believe that we will take the day.
That was the voice of Black Stars assistant coach John Paintel. To some women's football now, in the Super Falcons of Nigeria, their defender Ashley Plumtree has expressed disappointment over the decision by CAF to postpone the Women's African Cup of Nations. CAF recently confirmed that the tournament, which was initially scheduled to take place this month, has been moved to the 25th from the 25th to the 16th of August following consultations with stakeholders including FIFA. Speaking to the BBC, the Al Ittihad defender described the move as unfair to players and national teams who have already begun preparations for the competition.
It wouldn't happen for other tournaments in women's football, and especially in men's football. Last AFCON wasn't less important than this one just because it wasn't qualification for a World Cup, but obviously this is a chance there's a first time it's the edition where there's 16 teams, all of which are going to want to be able to go and qualify for the World Cup, and this is a big deal for many teams. Many teams haven't even been in the AFCON before, never mind had the chance to qualify for a World Cup. It's also helps them financially as well. All I can do, and I've almost probably been forced to be put in this position, is just take day by day and prepare myself in the best way that I can, because there's so many things I've had to get accustomed to, and many other players in African football where you kind of just have to go with it because you have no other choice.
That was the defender for Nigeria Super Falcons, Ashley Plumtree. Let's head to the UEFA Champions League, where Liverpool suffered a 1-0 defeat to Galatasaray in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League round of 16 tie. Despite the setback, Liverpool head coach Arne Slot remains confident his side can produce a better performance in the return leg.
You play over 2 games against each other, and now it's half-time. They're 1-0 up. We can do better, I'm 100% sure about that, but even with the game we've played, we had enough chances to score goals. We didn't, but next week we play at Anfield, and our fans will be so supportive for us, because I think that was today the situation for Galatasaray. They had great support from their fans. It was difficult for us to play and difficult for another person on the pitch to manage the game. So yeah, let's hope we can create the same atmosphere next week at Anfield.
That was Liverpool boss Arne Slot at St James's Park. Newcastle held Barcelona to a 1-1 draw. Let's listen to their head coach Eddie Howe.
Yeah, really tough. I think focusing on the game itself, I thought we were outstanding. Really, really good performance against a very good team. I thought we were very good in both halves. We kept the intensity up, which is very difficult to do against them for so long in the game, and yeah, the moment at the end obviously taints that in a negative light, but I think one of our best performances.
That was Newcastle boss Eddie Howe. Now let's hear from Barcelona manager Hansi Flick.
At the end, maybe yes, but we take this 1-1. For us, an important result, very important result, because I think we didn't play so well.
with the ball, but against the ball we defend together and we stay together. So this is what I want to see from the team. And when you see we have a really young team, and we can improve a lot, and we will do that.
Yes, coming into those final few seconds, we know Barcelona pretty much always score. Was there an anxiety to Newcastle that you sort of provoked, or was there a spirit to your play that you were particularly proud of?
Now, for did you defend this? How we defend? So
that was Barcelona manager Hansi Flick. Bayern Munich defeated Atalanta 6-1. Atletico Madrid beat Spurs 5-2. Later today, 2 matches catch the eye. Real Madrid face Man City at the Santiago Bernabeu, and Paris Saint-Germain take on Chelsea at the Parc des Princes. And that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Shell, Western Union, Politan Ghana. Let's show, let's improve life. I'm Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
From now to the end of Ghana month, Polytank is celebrating with you. We are giving you over 1,000 Ghana cedis for free on our premium Sumo Super range of water tank in celebration of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Media partners: Daily Graphic, Media General, Radio Gold, City FM, and Channel 1 TV. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Cast your mind back to 2022. The prices were rising. The stress was high. Every liter of fuel felt like a sacrifice. Do you remember who stepped forward first? When others were comfortable with high prices, Star Oil chose you. We cut our own profits so you could keep your AC on, keep your engines running, and keep your life moving without the heavy burden. We gave you room to breathe when things felt tight. Because of you, our star savers, we became number one. Today, the pumps are a battleground. Others are finally cutting prices because they have to. But Star Oil, we do it because we want to. Don't just chase a price, remember a friendship. We were there for you then, and with new innovations coming your way, we are here for you now. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
We want jobs, right? We want opportunity. It starts with what we eat.
When we eat Ghana rice and buy local chicken, we create jobs for our own people, not for importers.
Eating Ghanaian food isn't just a meal, it's a statement of independence, pride, and progress. Eat Ghana, build Ghana, our food, our future.
The Eat Ghana, Build Ghana campaign is supported by Agri Impact Limited in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and the 24-Hour Economy.
It's so hard to find someone who's always there, who do the best they can to push you to the top. But I found myself a friend who's all of these and more. When I put my dreams to sleep, you wake me up to dream. I trust in blue. I trust in blue. I trust in blue. I trust in blue. Save your money with blue. Secure your future true. Blue Ghana day for you. I put my trust in blue. I trust in blue.
Blue Financial Services Ghana Limited. Trust in blue.
There's always that friend, neighbor, or family who is always welcome at Iftar time. And of course, there is always enough tea. Because tea isn't just for drinking, it's for catching up, cracking jokes, and sharing moments. Lipton tea, for togetherness and those warmly welcomed visits. Ramadan Kareem from Lipton.
This advert is FDA approved. Why stress when Jumia has convenience delivered? It's the Ghana Shopping Festival on Jumia, dropping unbeatable deals on everything you love. Fugu! Who said Fugu? Fugu Day, plus plenty deals on fashion, electronics, beauty, phones. Charlie, your wallet go thank you. Download the Jumia app and enjoy great deals from 2nd to the 15th of March. Sponsors: Icona, Samsung, Asano, and Hikers. Jumia. Freedom unlocked, convenience delivered.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spot in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
And we all love that, Katie. And I know, Araba, you're enjoying this as you're on your way to work. It's an interactive conversation, as always, interactive show. So 0549986996. Some of you are celebrating your birthdays. We'll turn our attention to you shortly and get into amazing conversations, great music, as always. Raise the issues that matter to you, but your car takes care of you every day. Now it's time to do same. Protect your car with a comprehensive motor insurance policy with SG Ghana Sound Drive. Get free fuel coupons as reward. You can also get exciting branded souvenirs when you buy or renew your third-party policy or our new smart drive policy, a third-party policy with an extra layer of protection and benefits. Promo lasts from now until the 31st of March. So let's help you take care of your car so that every drive feels more secure. 0302-214-314 is the number to call. Find us at your nearest SG Ghana branch to buy or renew your motor insurance policy today. SG Ghana Sound Drive is underwritten by Sanlam Alliance. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. And the Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. We are hosting an international conference on the theme A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, resetting Exim for the next frontier. We're doing this from the 25th to the 26th of this year at the Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel Aqua at 8 a.m. each day. President Mahama will open the conference and is hosted by the CEO of Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah. Here's how to be a part. Jump to eximbankghana.com/conference. That's where you register. For any inquiries, call 020-854-1480. We're bringing together captains of industry, thought leaders, and decision makers in the global development finance ecosystem to deliberate on emerging issues in the development finance space. Our media partners are Graphic, Daily Graphic, Media Journal, CDFM, Radio Go, Channel 1 TV, and Multimedia Group. Our knowledge partners are IFC and SME Finance Forum. So your business deserves every chance to grow, and Zenith Bank is here to make it happen. Open a Zenith SME account today and unlock powerful solutions designed to fuel business growth. Also enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME business card, designed to help you manage business spend and make secure payments for goods and services. With the Zenith SME business card, you enjoy free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkit, access to Visa practical business skills, and so much more. So give your business the boost it deserves. Open a Zenith SME business account today. Sign up for a Zenith SME business card. Find us zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. We'll turn our attentions to some of your birthday dedications very shortly. But here's some good news for you if you're a shareholder of Societe Generale Ghana. Your dividends are now being paid directly to your bank account or mobile money. Dividend payments are no longer being made using dividend warrants. All shareholders are therefore respectfully required to update their records with the registrar, NTHC Limited, with the following information. So your bank detail, email address, and mobile money number, including your Momo numbers registered with Momo. For Societe Generale Ghana shareholders with a Central Securities Depository account, contact your stockbroker and update your records. Societe Generale Ghana is committed to providing you sound financial solutions always. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
Still here on the City Breakfast Show, Caleb with some announcements, a couple of birthday requests coming through on the show today. 0539986996 is our WhatsApp number. Happy birthday to Moses Nete for have a wonderful celebration. This is coming from Sarah Hesse, and to Ashiakite.
Okay.
Yeah, ASHIAKIE. Ashiakite. Have a wonderful celebration. This is from your mom Angie and your brothers. Happy birthday to Philip and Vincent Richter, the twins. May Jehovah continue to be your guide and grant you good health. With love from your family. Happy 36th to birthday to Belinda Ivy Richter and Beryl Ernestina Richter. Okay, so these are the twins. May this chapter usher you both into uncommon favor and blessings with love from the family. Happy birthday to Angelina Nana Ama Ano of ECG Head Office. May the good Lord guide you to accomplish all your heart desires in good health and prosperity, from Professor Edward Atabuchwe. Happy blessed birthday to Dr. Abeku Sam Edu of UGBS. Nyansa and I are so blessed to have you in our lives. Our prayer for you today is for the Almighty God to continually order your steps, and make you a true beacon of His will.
Oh, Doc must be Mami Okuagezi's husband.
I believe so.
So
that's
he is actually.
So that's Dr. Abeku Sam Edu of UGBS.
Yes.
And then a happy 60th to Mr. Kofi Adomaku, former MD of GCB Bank. May the Lord bless and cause the lines to fall for you in pleasant places. I love you so much. Coming from your niece Akosia. And then another one. Happy birthday, Ado, my boss, my mentor, and my dear friend Kofi Adomaku. I celebrate your consistent and incredible work ethic, resilience, and courage. At 60, you are still young, at heart, full of energy, and always in vogue, inspiring us all. May this day bring you perfect health, precious time with the family. Here's to many more years of greatness. All right, so all those messages were brought to you by MasterCard. It's the best way to make a payment. You can swipe with the card, you can insert, or you can tap. All right, yesterday was spent talking a lot about traffic issues in the city, and I'm sure there are a few more, but I wanted to touch on something that happened in Parliament yesterday, if I may, for you guys to give comments. The Deputy Minister for Finance presented highlights, not a full report, of the Auditor General's report on arrears and payables. You remember when we interviewed the Minister for Finance? This was, I think, earlier in the year. Or was it last year? Last year. He said that there was there were outstanding arrears of 67 billion cedis that he was due to pay, but that he had is it commissioned or instituted an audit? That's the word. Instituted an audit to find out whether those payments were to be made. All right. So that was why some payments had not been made. So yesterday, even though he wasn't in Parliament, he caused his deputy minister to read highlights of the report. Now I need to say that we have not seen the full audit report on our own. All right. So usually it's good to see the report, which would probably include the management response. Sky, is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
So if an audit is performed on an entity, the report usually would contain the preliminary findings as whether they are material or not, but they're also going to be management response. All right. So what we have in front of us is the statement of the Ministry of Finance on the report. Now that does not mean it's not true, but that just tells you that this is how the ministry will use the audit report in its payments, because they are the ones supposed to pay the money. And since the ministry is the one who commissioned the audit, so I can say this is their interpretation of the report. Am I on all four so far? Very good. So I'm just reading the 4 preamble statements, and I'll read the key findings. This is a report on the systemic plunder and abuse of the public financial management system. By the time I'm done with this presentation, it will become clear that something needed to be done to save our economy. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Minister of Finance informed this August House during the media review of 25 budget of the ongoing audit of government arrears and commitment as of end 2024, and promised to submit some same to this House when the process is completed. The Ghana Audit Service, working in partnership with EY and PwC, undertook an exercise to verify and validate a total of 68.7 billion cedis submitted to the Ministry of Finance in unpaid interim payment certificates, hereinafter referred to as IPCs, invoices and bank transfer advices, hereinafter referred to as BTAs, owed to contractors and suppliers. So the total amount is 68 billion. Out of this, outstanding IPCs and invoices amounted to 50.5 billion, while outstanding bank transfer advices amounted to 18.3 billion. So you put the 18.3 and 50 billion together to get the 68. So here are the key findings. Right, Honorable Speaker, here are some of the troubling findings. Out of the 68 billion cedis submitted for audit, a total of 45 billion was deemed to be valid for payment. Somebody should calculate the percentage for me. So 45 out of 68 is valid. A total of 8 billion was rejected for various reasons, including unsupported documentation. That's number 1. Duplication. Number 2. Overstatement. Number 3. Already paid items. Number 4. Falsified store receipt advice. Number 5. And no work done. Then about 1 billion cedis of the outstanding BTA, bank transfer advices, which refers to invoices and IPCs processed by ministries, department agencies in 2024, approved by the Ministry of Finance, submitted to the Controller and Accountant General, and pending payment were rejected. So this is an interesting one. 8 billion rejected for various reasons stated. 1 billion approved, processed, and pending payment were rejected by the audit. This 1 billion that was rejected by the audit would have been paid if the ministry had not made a bold decision to stop the payment in January 2025. About 7.1 billion of the outstanding IPCs and invoices, which refers to requests made by MDAs for payment to suppliers and contractors and certified for payment, have also been rejected for reasons including absence of supporting documents, duplication, recycled invoices and IPCs, overstatements, and no work done. Again, an amount of 13.3 billion is yet to be validated for various reasons, including lack of third-party confirmation, inadequate documentation, and no supporting documents. So let's just do the numbers again. You have 68 billion being a grand total submitted for payment, 45 billion validated for payment, 8 billion outrightly rejected, and 13 billion yet to be validated for reasons being lack of third-party confirmation and inadequate documentation. So the 13 billion is not, we don't know whether it is fraudulent or not. We're just waiting to confirm. So you can say 8 out of the 68 offside, 45 of the 68 kosher, 13 of the 68 we are still waiting. In terms of percentages, Sky, that's not too bad, is it? Or it's bad? It's bad. 8 billion out of 68 completely rejected.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money. 8 billion is huge.
It's big. If the 13 had been part of the 8, it would have been serious. Okay, so let's now come to the 8. Okay, now they are giving us reasons or some of the issues that they found. So they call something called fictitious debt. The then Ministry of Trade and Industry in 2024 submitted a request of 89.4 million cedis to the Ministry of Finance to be transferred to 5 commercial banks as government contribution to interest payments under 1D1F. The Ministry of Finance subsequently processed the same amount to Controller and Accountant General for payment, 89 million cedis. This particular request was part of bank transfer advisors sitting at the Controller and Accountant General awaiting cash for payment. So it means everything has been done. They're just waiting for money to be paid. When the auditors contacted these 5 banks to confirm the liability, every single one of them denied being owed any amount by government under the said arrangement. Wow. So 89.4 million CD allegedly owed to 5 banks under 1D1F. Money processed by ministry and then basically waiting controller to pay, waiting for cash. Auditors called the banks. The bank said, we are not owed any amount of money. So we don't need any money from you. So that's the first issue. Then in that same area, 10.5 million cedis was recorded as having been made into an account named the buffer account at a commercial bank. Upon verification, the bank confirmed that it had never received such payment. The account number cited did not exist within the bank's records and did not even conform to its account numbering format. So this is still interesting. 10.5 million recorded as having been made into an account called buffer account, but the bank had no knowledge of this account. And the number they even put there was a false number. So then they conclude on this point, as a result of these fictitious accounts linked to the 1D1F, the entire 1D1F scheme requires a forensic audit, which will be carried out soon. More so when government is said to have spent 391 million cedis as its contribution towards 1D1F subsidies at the end of 2024. So they will audit the whole 1D1F. Let's go to the next one, dry spell expenditure. In 2024, the government of Ghana paid for 34,000 metric tons of rice to address the impact of the dry spell. However, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture received and distributed only 24,000 metric tons of rice. To date, 10,000 metric tons of rice remains unaccounted for, even though the entire quantity has been fully paid for.
Means there's a shortfall of 10,000 metric tons.
So they've paid for 34,000 tons of rice, but they've only supplied 24,000. The audit revealed that the government of Ghana also contracted a company to supply 100,000 tons of maize. Metric tons. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture submitted stores receipt advice as evidence of delivery of 100,000 tons of maize worth 771 million cedis to the Ministry of Finance for payment. But only 11,900 tons were supplied and distributed.
Wow.
So which means there's an outstanding 88,000 tons of maize having been paid for but not supplied.
89, yeah.
Yeah, so you need to find the maize because you've paid for 100,000 tons of maize to be submitted to stores, but you've only actually supplied only 11,000. So where's the rest of the maize? Wow. It is worth noting that the store's receipt advice was supported by a checklist that was certified by the internal auditor of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. The internal auditor is not named, but the checklist showed that he had cleared the thing. So they paid 700 million for maize, 100,000 tons, but they only supplied or got 11,900, even though the thing had been checked. Then let's come to overpayment for transportation of grains. Under the Farmer Food and Relief and Recovery Program, a transportation company was contracted to transport 134,000 metric tons of maize and rice to farmers across the country at a contract sum of 115.2 million.
Wow.
Transportation money there inside.
Yeah, they think.
134,000 tons of maize and rice to be transported to farmers across the country at a sum of 115 million cedis. Even though the company transported only 35,000 out of the 134,000, so about 100,000 not transported. So they say even though the company transported only 35,000, which should have cost 30 million cedis, the company was paid 50 million. All right. In addition to the payment, the company was also given 7,300 tons of rice, equivalent to 14,622 bags of 50 kg rice, amounting to 11 million cedis in lieu of cash.
For no work done.
So you add that to the 50 million they got, so they got 61 million. So let me explain what's happening. You are supposed to transport 134,000 tons of rice. You transport only 35,000 tons. You are supposed to have been paid 115 million for if you did all the 134. But you transported 35,000, so you should have been paid only 30 million. But you were paid 50 million, and then you're also given rice worth 11 million in addition to the 50 million you were paid. Which means that if you do 61 minus 30, you were paid almost 30 million cedis for work you have not done.
The transport company, they're chopping rice.
Yeah. So that's under rice and agri. Now let's go to education. The unfunded teacher trainee arrears. The Ministry of Education reported unpaid allowances totaling 160 million to teacher trainees under the GTEC. When the auditors engaged GTEC, the agency confirmed that as of December 2024, there was no outstanding arrears. Over 159 million cedis would have been lost but for this audit. Please, does it make sense? Or should I read it again?
It's fine.
You should read it again.
The Ministry of Education reported unpaid allowances totaling 160 million to teacher trainees under the GTEC. When the auditors spoke to GTEC, the agency said that as of December 2024, there was no outstanding arrears. So this 159 million would have been paid I don't know who would have been paid it to, because there was no arrears. Let's go to another one, still in education. Duplicated entries under Education Ministry. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 6.1 million cedis appeared on the Ministry of Education's bank transfer advice schedule at the controller, even though the same funds had already been paid by a donor partner. So it means that government was supposed to pay 6 million that a donor had already paid. But they didn't pay because of the audit. Such entries opened the door for double payment and exposed a dangerous pattern of weak oversight and porous coordination between donor and government financial records. Then let's come to the next category. Do I have time? 2 minutes. Bank transfer advice without supporting documents. Mr. Speaker, Auditors identified bank transfer advices totaling 293 million cedis for 6 MDAs with no documentation. There were no contracts, no interim payment certificates, and no record of any executed work. This is the breakdown of the unsupported bank transfer advice. So what do you know what the transfer advice is? They basically made a payment, but the money has yet to hit your account, or they've sort of put the documentation in place that this is the evidence that we have.
Notice,
yes. So it was totally 293 million, right? And these are MDAs, so government agencies. They didn't provide documentation, as in there was no contract, no interim payment certificate, and no record of any work. Ministry of Gender transfer advice was 241 million. They need to explain this. Ministry of Roads and Highways 26.3 million. Judicial Service 18.2 million. Ministry of Special Initiatives 3.7 million. Ministry of Health 2.4 million. And then Office of Attorney General and Ministry of Justice 782,000. Should I move to more? We should come back and continue.
No, let's take a break for
should I continue?
tech and social. Because you've got quite a number
There's
of
just 4 pages more.
Okay.
Should I go on?
Let's continue.
Ministry of the Mr. Speaker, auditors uncovered transactions worth 9.4 million cedis, supported by forged store receipts advices that have been used to justify the request for payment for goods that were not delivered at the time.
Okay, so forgery.
Ministry of Defense 4.8 million. A contract between Ministry of Defense and a company for vehicles intended for a broader surveillance and monitoring of the 2024 general election revealed that despite the issuance of a store receipt advice, an official document confirming that goods have been received, dated 12 October 2024, the vehicles were never delivered.
Wow.
Similarly, the Judicial Service appeared to be caught in a web of falsified store receipt advice, while an SRA dated 25th October 2024 claimed the receipt of 7 Toyota Saloon cars. As soon as the audit was initiated, the supplier wrote to the Judicial Service on 10th April indicating their inability to supply the said vehicles as scheduled. This shows that fraudulent documents were submitted to the Ministry of Finance for payment, and steps have been taken to avoid a recurrence. Mr. Speaker, these cases illustrate a disturbing pattern of fraud designed to deprive the people of Ghana hundreds of millions of cedis and public funds. I think we should take a break because there are 3 pages more. That has what they call recycling of already paid IPCs. Recycling of already paid IPCs. And then there's duplicated and overstated claims. And then there's expired contract recorded as fresh liabilities. And then there's something called overstated claims. And then it ends with Agenda 111. Please, I hope what I'm saying you is making sense. All right. Then I'll ask what needs to happen. What's the time? 8:01. 8:01. Let's do tech and social media trends. Caleb.
Bernard is brought to us by Telecel.
Edwin, welcome. Good morning.
Well, thank you. Good morning to you and good morning everyone else. So we start off with yesterday's thing in Parliament, the swearing in of Baba Jamal as the new Ayawaso East MP. So it was a huge event which saw the Speaker of Parliament say a number of things to him and to us as well. He actually revealed that one of his daughters was married to Baba Jamal, is married to Baba Jamal. He also says that he will hold Baba Jamal to his comments about wanting to serve his constituents more than being.
You need to get clarity on when the speaker says one of my daughters is married to Baba Jamal. It may not mean his biological daughter, according to Sky. So,
but he even said that her name has now changed.
Her name has now changed.
So the way, if you listen to him close,
okay, you see, the way the speaker, the way the speaker speaks.
The speaker's kids are not that old, and secondly, Speaker Bagbin is known to refer to people so he calls me the son.
It's a cultural context. So it's not his physical daughter. That context is important. Okay. Because I'm sure a lot of the commentary around that will be, people are marrying those, and then it becomes a whole issue.
Family. Exactly. Those are the comments.
So that context is important.
Yeah, those are the comments on social media, and so it's a big deal on social media at the moment. Also, a big deal were the comments by several people who spoke to welcome Baba Jamal into the house, including first of all, Kwame Gavins Agboja, who is the Rose Minister, also of MP of Adaklu. He was actually referring to the fact that the minority leader nominated the minority chief whip to deliver that welcome address instead of the deputy minority leader Patricia Epiaje. He said that it's because he doesn't like Patricia Epiaje because she is going to be named as Bawumia's running mate for the next election.
So basically they're throwing...
Exactly. So that's another comment that has gone viral on social media. The videos are being shared. People are sharing their opinions on that as well. The deputy minority first minority chief whip or deputy minority chief whip, Habib Idrisu, he told Baba Jamal that the majority MPs don't like him because obviously they wrote asking for his disqualification from the NDC primary.
Inviting him to join their side.
He says he's welcome to their side. So, very fine time in Parliament. Aside from what you were discussing, the statement delivered by the Deputy Finance Minister.
Can I just say that I don't find any of this humorous, especially that it's coming from Parliament. You know, they are sort of making mockery of something that is very serious. What the majority wrote about Baba Jamal was in relation to allegations of vote buying. We are doing the swearing in, we are not talking about it, and we are making light and fun of everything else.
The Speaker did say, though, that there were moves to change the law to make it difficult for people to engage in those kinds of activities. He did make that reference when he was addressing Baba Jamal. I'm not downplaying what you're saying in terms of what the MPs are saying, but the Speaker did point to the vote buying issue when he swore the man in.
And said that we need to wait and change the law.
So the Speaker believes the Speaker believes that the current law could have been exploited with some loophole. I don't know what you guys think, but the Speaker basically says there's a law that's going to make it more difficult. That's what the Speaker said. If I stand to be corrected.
Okay, so the second trend, we move to Congo, where the president of the Congolese Football Federation, Jean-Guy Blaise Mayola, has been sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty in a major corruption case. So he was convicted of several offenses, including money laundering, embezzlement, and forgery. So it was in relation to funds of nearly $1.3 million that he had diverted that was intended for football development programs in the country. So he was sentenced in absentia along with his wife and son, who were also implicated in the case. A number of
family and friends.
Yeah, a number of other officials of the federation were also sentenced. The general secretary and the treasurer, who were given 5 years each. So Congo taking very strict sentences, given strict sentences.
I'm sure some Ghanaians are saying, when will we start doing that here?
Exactly. That was the conversation on social media, that certain officials of our government, not just in the sports fraternity, should be looked at and should face punishment for incidents if they are found guilty of embezzling funds. So that's one of the conversations on social media. The third trend, a tricycle rider was arrested in Techima, but in the Bono East region after he was involved in a crash, and then there were 397 slabs of suspected cannabis found in
tricycle.
Yeah, tricycle rider.
300 slabs.
397 slabs.
And he was just nonchalantly riding down.
Yes. And he just crashed. Yeah. So yeah, he was transporting about 14 bags of charcoal. He was transporting 14 bags of charcoal.
Wow.
He crashed into the car, it fell down, and then the slabs of suspected cannabis were revealed. He was very injured. He was taken to the hospital, but then put under police guard after the slabs were noticed. So
all right.
Who knows what is being ridden or driven around Accra or around Ghana at the moment. Yeah.
This is cannabis, eh?
Yeah, cannabis.
Okay.
Yeah. So another trend, Iran and the World Cup. So there have been several reports that Iran may consider withdrawing from the World Cup because obviously it's being held in the United States, and Iran and the US are in a conflict at the moment. FIFA president posted a statement saying that Donald Trump has assured them the Iranian team are welcome in the US. But FIFA has also suggested
if the Iranian footballer was your son, we let him go.
But FIFA have also suggested that Iran will face some severe punishment if they do withdraw from the World Cup. Yeah, so
FIFA, what do they smoke there? Somebody's country is being bombarded. Koto, you have to kind of help me here. It's like, remember in 20 some year in Cabinda, the Togolese national team was attacked by rebels in Angola, and the best thing and they shot a player who was fighting for his life. The Togo team said they won't play. The best thing CAF could do was to find them. Sometimes I ask myself, do they live in a different universe? Hey, somebody's going to play football, he's been attacked by gun-wielding people, then you say that you'll find him for not playing.
Well, terrible story there. To some tech news, and Meta platforms will charge advertisers a location fee ranging from 2% to 5% to cover digital service taxes imposed by some countries. So they are also covering their own bases after they were a few charges were imposed on them by European countries for some digital issues. So they are passing it on to the consumers now. So if you want to advertise or push your content on Facebook, as some companies do, they boost their content, they put certain adverts on the Meta platforms, you now have to pay a fee, which means the cost will definitely go up, which a lot of people have expressed their reservations against, but Meta says they will impose the fee because the costs that are coming to them are ridiculous, so they now pass it to the consumers.
Thank you very much.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
There are many reasons to connect, and it's all to put smiles on the faces of those you love.
Daddy, thanks for the tea cash, okay? I love you.
That's my daughter Angela. Caring for my parents, that's my duty. I also get to pay my utility bills easily with Telecel Cash. And to the suppliers at my shop,
hello sir, Telecel Cash payment received right on time. Thank you.
I get to make them smile because I can pay to my suppliers' merchant numbers, even on other networks directly. My dear ones,
we keep the connection stronger when our family, friends, and business relations are happy. Live on cash, enjoy convenience, and make those who matter smile when you send them money with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Looking for engineering excellence you can trust?
Welcome to Left Signature Limited, driving progress through technology and engineering excellence.
From expert electrical engineering, design, installation, power systems, renewable energy, automation and control,
to reliable data center and managed services, power infrastructure, network connectivity, server virtualization, cloud integration and data security,
and cutting-edge software development, custom business applications, web and mobile apps, cloud and DevOps solutions.
Integrity, safety, accountability, teamwork. That's the Left Signature promise.
Ready to power your success?
Choose Left Signature Limited. Visit www.leftsignature.com.
Call +233 256 111 743.
Left Signature Limited. Engineering excellence for a connected future.
The world is changing fast, and the leaders who thrive will shape what comes next. What matters now is the ability to think clearly, act with purpose, and lead in complexity. For more than 20 years, Ashesi University has shaped leaders who do exactly that, combining character with rigorous real-world problem-solving. Our MBA and Master's programs in Intelligent Computing Systems and Mechatronic Engineering are designed for professionals who want their work to matter and their leadership to last. Remember, graduate and undergraduate admissions are ongoing. Visit ashesi.edu.gh to learn more.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my say, and my boyfriend, I could see about *959# when you phone so. Now we're winning. Anita, I don't want doggy parko. Oh, one swap. I could see us answer by number 1. I am wondering now. And then there was so yummy show, Papa. Now, me to some short, sexy dress, no. Now, Mrs. Samiti. Now, me yummy nails, no. So come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba. Make a do some small 1-2 rounds. Me answer me doing her. No, it's chia. Hey, Nana, so he for order. So, Chinese. And the wine, Papa B. And then they mean this, I check, no. Hey, Anita. Now, son, me when you hear TV, no. I also sound. No, top prepaid. Now, me chilly asimu. I don't go feel sweat like that. See, fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby, I will do nothing. Mr. Remember, dial *959#. Oh, iPhone up, I tomorrow. No one can say no,
Sister, next time, cut it call or what? Dial *959# and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
Introducing Yomi Pina Colada and Peach, our newest addition to the Yomi family. Life is full of choices, so here are more Yomi flavors to spoil you for choice. Go on, choose great taste, choose nourishment, choose the new Yomi Yogurt Pina Colada and Peach. And always remember that the choices we make today shape our tomorrow. Yomi, a nourishing choice. Yomi Yogurt Pina Colada and Peach. More quality products from Amigo Ghana Limited. This advert is FDA approved.
I'm telling you, my brother has scored more goals than Asamoah Gyan.
What? This is impossible.
Check the stats.
What stats? We can't start. I have seen everything from 1986.
Funny thing about us Ghanaians, we'll argue for 3 days straight, but numbers always settle the matter. So instead of just telling you about better fuels, let's do the math. The new Shell Fuel Save lasts up to 15 kilometers longer per tank. The new Shell V-Power cleans 100% of your engine's critical parts.
Now that's better by far.
The next time you think of filling up, choose new and improved Shell Fuels.
What are you paying for? A delicious meal at the restaurant? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Buying fuel for your car? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Shopping online or at the mall? When you need to pay, do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. With a large network of merchants and payment points, the SG Ghana Visa Card is your secure and convenient way to get things done in Ghana. You can also use the SG Ghana Visa Card for secure online purchases. Make your life easy and use your SG Ghana Visa Card today. To find out more, call 0302-214-314. That's 0302-214-314.
Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Orobo.
16 minutes past 8. If you're tired of Accra's hustle and traffic, take a quick escape to the cool, peaceful mountains of Ibri at Beecham Wellness Resort. Whether for business, a weekend relaxation, or pure break, the resort gives you calm, comfort, and fresh mountain air. The perfect place to rest and reset. It's only a 30-minute drive from Accra. Call 0200-557-699 or visit beposoresort.com to book today. Welcome to Republic Verse, where your money, your business, and your dreams level up. Own your dream home with our mortgages. Grow faster with SME, a corporate banking solutions. Run your daily finances smoothly with retail and commercial banking products. And build wealth and investment and trust management. Pay anywhere, anytime with Republic Visa credit or debit cards. Call Republic Bank toll free 0800-414-414. That's 0800-414-414. This is the Republic Verse. Do more, shine more, big up. We all know life doesn't wait for payday. Whether it's school fees, a business emergency, or finally starting that project, you need a partner who says yes. That partner is Blue Financial Services. Listen, with Blue iFinance app, you can get a loan disbursed in as little as 4 hours. No long queues, no paperwork. And if you are looking to grow your money, Blue investment rates are almost the most competitive or among the most competitive in the country. Download the iFinance app on the Blue Store or call 0303 968 196. You can also WhatsApp Blue on 0501 609 958. We're also on social media at Blue FSGH. GIPC under its Investment Opportunity Mapping Project with support from MTN and the Office of the Chief of Staff, Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, GEPA and Free Zones, and 24-Hour Economy invite all investors, entrepreneurs and industry leaders to their 2026 Regional Investment Roadshow in the Ashanti Western North regions. So those are the two regions we're going. Wednesday 11th March, Golden Beam, Kumasi. Friday 13th March, Western Regional Coordinating Council, Seshuyi also. It's on the theme Driving Local Investment, Unlocking Regional Potential. For more information, call 0302 665 125. Email info@gipc.gov.gh.
So First Atlantic Bank is growing bigger and better, and they're excited in their bold commitment to serve you. First Atlantic Bank is now a PLC listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. We're becoming a PLC, and it strengthens our accountability, it deepens our credibility, and positions us to serve families, businesses, and communities even better. So we are now First Atlantic Bank PLC. Is more than a new status. It's a promise to lead with eye care. That's integrity, customer-centric, agility, resilience, and excellence. First Atlantic Bank PLC, refreshingly different. So imagine waking up to serenity every day. Welcome to Western Villas, located at Ayimensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. We have 3 4-bedroom luxury gated homes at Ayimensa with just 5% deposit between now and the 31st of this month. You get up to 2 free service plots today. We also have limited executive plots for sale at Katamanso and Chopoli at attractive prices. So call us on 0536 50 22 95. Visit westernvillas.com for more information. The Office of the Registrar of Companies is reminding all registered companies, business owners, directors, secretaries, and partners across Ghana to file their annual returns and renew their business names and partnerships by Thursday, 30th of April 2026. Filing your annual returns is a legal requirement. It helps keep your business transparent, compliant, and in good standing. Companies that fail will be sanctioned. There are penalties ranging from 1,000 Ghana cedis to 2,000 Ghana cedis, depending on the number of years you default. To avoid these penalties, file your annual returns and renew your business name before April 30. For inquiries, call 0308 249 841 or WhatsApp at 0599 525774. Follow our socials, ORC Ghana, on social media. Are you an agro-processing equipment manufacturer or a manufacturer of any agric machinery? Do you have any innovation or technology that can improve agro-processing? Then register to join an exhibit at the Made in Ghana Agricultural and Agro-Processing Technology Fair, Ghana Agro-Tech Fair 2026. This has been organized by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank and is seeking to showcase locally manufactured agric machinery. The fair will provide links for markets between technology developers, agro-industry businesses, farmers, fishers, and exporters. President Mahama will be doing the opening. It's happening from the 17th to the 19th at the Independence Square, 9 a.m. each day. Please call this number to register, 0242 58 54 19. The general public is invited. People are winning big on the 590 mobile. Here's how to be a part of it. NLA has increased the playing time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts at 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. and closes at exactly 7:55 p.m. That's more time to stake more, but note that the ASEDA remains the same with no change. Catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday ASEDA on GTV broadcast 8 p.m. to 8:15. Stake responsibly. 0308 249 477 is the number to call for inquiry. 590 mobile at Awunsem.
So it's 22 minutes past 8. The Minister of Finance said he was going to audit I don't know what I'm struggling with the word. He was going to audit an amount of 68 billion cedis submitted in claims for payment that he inherited when he was made minister in 2025. And these are for arrears and payables as of end of 2024. So this is when the previous government was leaving office. The amount submitted by the Ministry of Finance for audit to the audit service and the two private audit firms was 68 billion cedis, 68.7. Out of that amount, 45 billion was validated for payment. 8 billion was outrightly rejected, and 13 billion is pending. Key highlights include a fictitious 89 million CD supposed debt or liability to banks, of which the bank said there was no liability. And then a dry spell expenditure made on rice that was not fully delivered, 24,000 tons out of 34,000 distributed, although payment had been made for 34,000. Another 100,000 tons of maize was to have been supplied at 700 million cedis. Only 11,900 supplied. Grains were to have been transported, 134,000 tons of grains. Only 35,000 tons of grains were transported, but payment was made to the tune of 61 million instead of the 30 million the transportation should have gotten. Then there's the unfounded teacher trainee arrears, where a total of 160 million was to have been paid to reportedly unpaid allowances, but the auditors engaged GTEC, who said there was no outstanding arrears. Wow. Duplicated entries under the Ministry of Education of 6.1 million on the ministry's bank transfer schedule, which opened the door for double payment. That amount had already been paid by a donor partner. And then about $293 million of series of bank transfer advice for 6 MDAs with no accompanying documentation. That is, no contracts, no IPCs, and no record of executed work. And then falsified store receipt advices intended for misappropriation of public funds, Ministry of Defense, 4.8 million cedis. And then there's something they call recycling of already paid IPCs. I don't know if I've read this. Claims amounting to 4.4 billion cedis had already been paid, but were fraudulently resubmitted. Okay, this is serious. So let me get up. So claims amounting to 4.4 billion cedis, which had already been paid between 2020 and 2024, were fraudulently resubmitted for payment. And the breakdown of these recycled claims, Ministry of Roads and Highways alone was 3.6 billion. Ministry of Health, 384 million. Ministry of Energy, 216 million. Agric Ministry, 57 million. Defense Ministry, 14 million. IPPs, 36 million. Ministry of Finance, 26 million. Ministry of Interior, 3.1 million. And the total, 4.4 billion. There are 3 more categories, and please permit me to go through. They call it duplicated and overstated claims. Auditors identified duplicated and overstated claims by MDAs totaling 1.4 billion cedis. They include Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, duplicated claims to the tune of 408 million cedis. Ministry of Energy, duplicated claims, 386.7 million cedis. National Service Scheme alone, overstated allowance, 334 million cedis. Ministry of Roads and Highways, duplicated claims, 125 million cedis. Ministry of Health, duplicated claims, 114 million. NCCE, duplicated claims, 8.8 million. And then there's a final category, expired contract recorded as fresh liabilities. The Ministry of Defense reported 77 million as outstanding claims, for which IPCs and invoices were issued, although the contract had expired and deliveries were not made. Then there's something they call overstated claims. According to the auditors, confirmation responses indicated an overstatement in claims by 161.98 million. These emanated from Department of Urban Roads, 57 million, Ministry of Transport, 39.9 million, Department of Feeder Roads, 22.4 million. Ministry of Food and Agriculture, 20.8 million. Ghana Highway Authority, 17.5 million. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 2.6 million. And then let me end on Agenda 111. The audit of Agenda 111 also revealed that a total of $7.9 million was paid to 35 contractors as advance mobilization under the program. But these contractors have either failed to mobilize to site, or the work done is not commensurate with the amount paid. The advance mobilization guarantees secured by the contractors who received the 7.9 million have all expired. The Auditor General has subsequently issued notices of surcharge to the offending contractors. So let me conclude. This audit has exposed a rotten system designed to fleece the people of Ghana. It reveals not just lapses in our public financial management architecture, but a pervasive and systemic plunder of the public purse. A culture marked by 4 things: fabrication of fictitious claims, resubmission of recycled invoices, forgery of stores receipts advice, and the treatment of public funds as personal entitlement rather than public trust. This administration refuses to accept this rotten system. In fact, we refuse to normalize waste. The minister has formally referred the report to the Auditor General to the Attorney General to bring to account those responsible for this rape of the public purse. Those who have abused office, colluded with contractors, falsified records, or attempted to loot the public purse through the back door will be held to account. The Ministry of Finance will no longer serve as a rubber stamp for weak control and falsified claims. Going forward, no payment will be made without full verification. No commitment will be entered into without budgetary allocation. And no officer, regardless of rank, will be shielded from accountability. Sky, my concern is we run under something called Public Financial Services, PFM, and also GIFMIS. If this is working, why do we even need an extra audit to uncover that 8 billion was false? Because I thought the purpose of GIFMIS was to centralize some of these transactions so that the government will have an eye on all these matters.
Yeah.
So is it that GIFMIS doesn't work?
Well, the truth is that, the GIFMIT was designed with the view to centralizing and the management of government finances efficiently, and also to ensure that payments are done in a way that is transparent and compliant with the various rules we have on our books. What we do know is that the IMF and the World Bank and other external institutions supported this particular development. It was said to be an innovation to help us sanitize our financial space. But again, if you read literature, there's a suggestion that it faces all kinds of problems, because deploying a system like that would require a certain infrastructure in place to support it across the country, because payments are not only done in Accra like that. The districts are making payment, the regional coordinating councils are also getting payments made, and other institutions of state are making payments. So the infrastructure to support it has always been a problem, and it would seem that it is not functioning in an optimal way. But it comes back to your question. The question is how much of it is working, and if it is not working the way it ought to have worked, how come we have not taken steps to address it? But as you do know in Ghana, Bernard, one of the problems we've always had is people getting around the stumbling blocks which are erected purposely to prevent things like this. So in some cases, you hear from people in the system that there are certain interfaces that you need, or applications in the system that you need to work with, but people disengage it. The people who are working in the system disengage it. So for instance, if you go into the system, there are certain pieces of information you need to supply in order to move to the next stage.
So circumvent it.
They will complain that, this thing is giving problem, blah, 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 and then they disengage it at the back end. Or they tell the people who develop the system to disengage it. So all of these over time compromise the entire process, and we get back to the manual way of doing things. So
some of that is,
it would seem that GIFMIX has not been allowed to do the work that it's been asked to do, and that's why we are where we are.
Is the 8 billion out of 68 billion concerning?
It is, Bernard. I mean, if you do the maths, that's a lot of hospitals we've not built, a lot of schools we have not been able to build, a lot of markets we've not been able to build, a lot of cocoa spraying that we would have done to enhance our yield, we've not been able to do. 8 billion, if you do the maths, that's close to what? About $700 million, isn't it? If my maths is correct. That is a lot of money. How much do we need to actually transform the coastal line of our country? We're told that a lot of open defecation is going on, and it's because we don't have sufficient public toilets and toilets in people's homes. I mean, imagine what $700 million can do, and how much has the World Bank giving us? 1.5 billion. Is that a correct figure?
The IMF gave us 3 billion, but that's even a loan.
That's even a loan. It's billion $. That's a loan. Staggered over time. It's a loan that we have to pay back.
And then there's also 13 billion yet to be justified.
So
some of that may go, some of that may not go.
So it's a lot of money, and I think that I would back every step that needs to be taken to ensure that people are held accountable. Now, that means that we don't need a charade of parliamentary probe, and of course Parliament will do its own thing, but we have the Attorney General's Department there for a good reason.
I have a technical question. So there are two categories. There's a category of offenses where clearly money was paid and the job was not done. So for example, you paid somebody 700 million to supply 100,000 tons of maize. The person supplied 11,900 tons of maize. So there's about 89,000 tons of maize unsupplied. So that one, the money has gone. And we've seen some of that. And there's some which are like attempts to. So you make a request for a payment that has already been made. And then Finance Ministry has issued the clearance. Controller is waiting for cash, and then when they did, they realized that this money they already paid it. So then the money wasn't paid. So in this second example, can you prosecute somebody?
Yes. So the first one has to do with possible breach of contract, and if the person's lawyers are so minded, they will argue that, well, you asked me to provide you with 10 bags of maize. I've been able to provide 5. I've not been able to provide the other.
But
the best you can do, you have taken the money. The best you can do is to, sue for breach of contract and seek to recover, unless you can prove that as of the time that I was forming the contract, I had an ulterior motive to dupe you. But on the facts, we don't seem to have that fact supporting.
But what if you told me that you have the goods and therefore I paid you the full amount? Because in regular business, I pay after you deliver. But I paid you 700 million. You said you will give me 100,000. You only gave me 11,900. And it's been a year since you gave me the 11,900, and you have not paid me my money back.
So the relevant facts will paint a picture of possible fraudulent, conduct on the part of the companies who have been contracted to do the job. But what I'm saying is that, just looking at it on the face of it, it would seem that there could be genuine cases of breach of contract, which the state can take measures to deal with.
Before we come to the one on intention to fraud, there's one where you have said I should transport X amount of bags, and the total amount was say 10. I transported only 1/3 of the amount, and I was supposed to have been paid only 30 million, but I was paid 50 million for the 30 million worth of work, and I was also given another extra 11 million in bags of rice. So somebody has paid me about double of the amount of work I did. So in this case, is the person who received the money the offender, or the person who paid the money the offender?
So it depends on the circumstances. There are times that they act colluding with the person paying the money. You understand? Because government payments are not just made. They go through a certain process, and some people take active steps to actually sort of encourage the system to do the wrong things. So you could hold the company and its directors or the people who manage affairs there liable for what you're talking about, and then also people within the system who effected the payment. Now the question will be whether a reasonable person receiving an amount in excess of what you are entitled to, right, would go back and say, oh, I've seen that you paid me in excess of what is required, so I'm refunding the same, right? That is what a reasonable person would do, an honest person, a citizen of the Republic would do. But how many months has this thing taken? You've received in excess of requirement. You have not gone back to say that, oh, Mr. Auditor General, whoever it is that made a payment, this is in excess of requirement, I'm refunding it. So we can infer possible criminal intent there. And absent a valid defense, it would seem to me that in those cases.
Now let's come to the. I'll finish. Let me come to the second part, where it's almost like you are attempting to deceive me. So you reported as a ministry and paid allowances of 160 million. and you are working to process the money. Then the audit went to GTEC, and GTEC said there's no arrears. So in that case, what are we looking at?
And so there are also issues there. First of all, was there a deliberate attempt to mislead the state into making a payment it ought not have made? The people who have the information as to whether the state owes them is the institution, GTEC, you are talking about, right? If they say they do not have any outstanding payment, then on what basis did we have people initiating or raising certificates for payment to be made? Those are questions that the people who raise those certificates would have to explain. Because at the end of the day, someone is sitting at, is it the Ministry of Education, whose job it is to audit all of these things and come to a conclusion as to who deserves to be paid for A, B, C, D at the end of the month. Now, if he has done due diligence or he did due diligence, we'll be able to tell that, oh, okay, Kofi Mensah, all of these things would have to be validated with Ghana card in many cases. Unless, of course, there are reasons why we shouldn't use these systems of validation. So, if it turns out, as you suggest, based on the report, that some persons raise a certificate that needs to be paid, and for some reason, the people who actually are supposed to be the beneficiary of the funds, at least the institution representing them, says that we are not, like, what's the word? We don't owe the people, or we are not aware of any such outstanding payment, then someone, absent a valid defense, would have to go.
Let me do 2 more. I'm trying to get to think around how the state can recover this, whether it will be through a prosecution or through just pay us our money or say supply us our goods. Because in some cases, you've paid money for supply of rice and the rice has not come. So are you going to say we're giving you a week to pay, to supply the rice or pay back our money? There's an interesting one, fictitious debt. Ministry of Trade and Industry submitted a request of 89.4 million to Finance Ministry to be transferred to 5 commercial banks as government contribution to interest payments under the 1D1F. The Ministry of Finance processed the same to controller for payment. Now, this particular request was part of bank transfer advice sitting at the controller. So the controller is telling the bank that make the payment. All right. So the bank was just waiting for cash to make the payment. Now, auditors contact the banks, and then the banks say, we don't owe them anything.
So again,
because you see, let me explain what is happening. Under 1D1F, I think the government was to help some factories. So presumably, a bank gives a loan to a company, and the company has to make some payments. And so because of government support, presumably the government is going to pay some of those interests for maybe equipment that the company bought. So the auditor has now called the bank to confirm if company A owes you, for which there's an interest accruing, for which the government is saying that let's make a payment. And then the bank is now telling the government that there's no liability.
So again, so somebody has decided to defraud the state. And the criminal code would be engaged appropriately to deal with a situation like that, because it is wrong for you to pretend that there is a liability that the state owes you, which the state must pay, and take active steps, including recruiting people to work in concert with you. You guys acting in cahoots, and advance that particular criminal enterprise. At least it's an allegation for now. And then submitted documents to show that indeed we are owed A, B, C, D. I mean, these are not preparatory stages of commission of a crime.
Organized.
Exactly. This is like
it has gone through many stages.
It's gone through many stages. You have actually actively taken steps to ensure that you benefit from something that you do not have to benefit from. And in those cases, again, if they cannot explain why such an advance decision was made, they would have
just quickly, Sky, is it not incumbent in this particular situation on the state to also validate and verify before making these payments? Because if somebody is trying to defraud the state, your duty is to validate before you make any such payments.
And you see, that is where the unfortunate issue of the GIVMIT comes in. Because let me just draw your attention to something. This GIVMIT thing, it has over 54 ministries, departments, and agencies over 60 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, and various internally generated funds receiving institutions, right? So when I raise a certificate that, I have done the road from Adafianu to Azizaji, it is someone's job upon receipt of that certificate to go and audit, go physically to the field and see whether indeed the job has been done 70%, 80%, right? Certify the same, attach a memo, raise the appropriate issues, and then submit it to a superior officer who will then carry it on until it gets to a stage of approval where everybody is happy that, we have verified everything. The person submitting the claim indeed has a contract. We gave him the contract on so and so date. We gave him mobilization, and he says he's done the work. We have verified it. Indeed, he's done the work, and that the government of Ghana therefore has the liability to pay. Right? A warrant to be raised after the minister or whoever is the signing officer or authorizing officer that payment should be made. Under our arrangements, all of these things are supposed to be fed into this so-called gift mess, right? So that we know where the liability is arising from, what is backing the same, and whether indeed we have the funds to pay for it and all of that.
Okay.
If everything is approved, then the controller, Yes, the controller accountant general department would then have the authority now to actually.
There's a last two groups I want to
raise warrant
your
for
commentary
payment,
on. So about half of the 8 billion, which is 4 billion, had already been paid between 2020 and 2024, but were resubmitted for payment. Out of that 4 billion, 3.6 billion was for Ministry of Roads and Highways. And then Ministry of Health, 384 million. Ministry of Energy, 216 million. So this is quite serious. So this one is basically the payment has been made, and then I'm trying to get him to explain.
There's
nothing to explain. I don't know what you explain. What is it? No, but you see, there are times that you never know. Maybe they forgot that
What are you going for? I want him to. I want him.
People are stealing. You are trying to find nice ways of telling us people are stealing. People are stealing.
I think we should.
People are stealing. I understand. I
don't even see whether they are
completely. We don't. So we want to classify the categories of stealing. People are stealing. I respect Sky's step-by-step breakdown of the criminal enterprise. No, it is necessary. But what we must make clear this morning, it is 8:45. We have not said people are stealing. Let us make it clear as at 8:45 that there's a very confident, elaborate, well worked out scheme at the various ministries through this gift me system to rob the state. How do you? Well, I forgot my spectacles this morning. Forgive me. I've written, but I'll ask you. How are you going to justify to me? See, and this is why I don't like these flagship things. 1D, 1F is here. 600 and something million. If it is not confident and elaborate, who would make this claim on interest payments of 5 banks? Who would do it? Somebody. Now, if that is done, the person if assuming this audit were not done, the person will go to these 5 banks. Surely the person has sources at the 5 banks to withdraw this money, or that group to withdraw the money from those banks. So this morning, are those 5 banks checking who has been dealing with the 1D, 1F something?
Is he still at work today?
Forget that.
Who is the 1D, 1F schedule officer?
You see how we take advantage of emergencies and sad days in this country. The dry spell. You spent 1 whole week of the City Breakfast Show looking out for farmers on their dry spell. As you were looking out, somebody was also looking out
for money to chop.
You spent.
No, they said the goods were not supplied.
You spent.
That's sad.
So there's 10. Either there's 10K missing or 10K that was not supplied.
So there are two things. There was 100,000 bags of maize to have been supplied.
Yes.
Only 11,900 were supplied. But the whole thing was paid for 700 million.
Yes.
So it means that we are waiting for about 89,000 bags of maize.
Now the question
which have not been supplied. And by the way, the internal auditor checked that they have been supplied. He claims.
Whose name was not mentioned.
Yes.
I am even more concerned by the 100K tons of maize.
Yes.
Considering the problems we've had with maize in this country. So is it that a promise was made to supply 100K whilst knowing that we needed only 11K? That is also something that must be looked into.
Yeah.
Then the transport company that was supposed to
supply these goods all under the emergency system, under the dry spell. This was farmers relief. This is the peak of wickedness. Farmers relief.
134,000 tons. They only transported 35,000 tons, which would have made them entitled to 30 million cedis. But they were paid 50 million. And they also given 14,000 bags of 5 kg rice, valued at 11 million. So they were given 11 million worth of rice plus 50 million.
The rice that we could not even find to buy. Somebody was overpaid with 14,000 bags of rice at the other and more 14,000 bags.
Maybe you share it to food soldier.
You see, 14,000 bags of rice
to a 20 million overpayment.
Who takes rice as payment?
That's a good question. Because he's supposed to transport the rice.
I'm transporting rice for you. You say you will pay me X amount of money. In lieu of the payment, you give me 14,000 bags of rice. Why do I sell rice?
Maybe I withheld it because my payment didn't come.
They should be investigated. Look, they should be jailing these people. I normally don't
rule of law.
I like rule of law.
You have to go through the process.
Yes, let us go through it quickly. You see, the reason why I get worked up about some of these things is when they come to tell us about it. Okay,
they use us to.
They don't make
agency.
Exactly.
But we also jump into
post this. We know that these individuals look by part of this report, part of this audit should have included, and this presentation to Parliament should have included mention of the fact that there has been internal transfers, there has been interdictions. Is there any part that mentions those transfers or interdictions or suspensions?
So to be fair, the full report is not in my possession. What I have is the statement that the minister read.
I understand, but I'm saying that it would have been useful if indeed it had been done for the minister to present that part to Parliament as well.
So they claim what he's saying is that they've sent the full report to Auditor Attorney General.
But the people are there. But another person is busy signing something.
You know, and then also they said Parliament's public accounts will look into it.
We don't need Parliament anything to look into anything. Look, it is pretty clear what has happened. This very well drawn out, elaborate scheme to rob us.
The technicalities again.
to rob the state and to benefit at the ministry level. Look, Bernard, you mentioned Ministry of Agri.
Yes.
Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Education.
Yes. And there's something forgotten.
Judicial Service.
There's something forgotten.
Defense Ministry. Buying cars that they don't need.
About half of the 8 billion that was disallowed was for 6 ministries requesting for payment for things that had already been paid for, of which about 3.6 billion was for roads. Now I think you should comment about that. Think about it. So let me go through that again.
Yes,
so here it is. Recycling of already paid IPCs and invoices. Now my concern is why Ministry of Roads is so high. So of the 4.4 billion of claims already paid. Almost 80% of that is roads.
Yes.
Is there something that we should know? 3.6 billion worth of roads.
Now you can ask Sky.
Sky, you see, because you see the 3.6 billion is so high. The Ministry of Health and the rest are very
because
so it seems as if there's a road.
Just let me wrap this up quickly. Just before Sky, look, the point I'm making is this. Aside everything, look, what is pretty obvious to me in reading this entire audit report is there's a significant due diligence gap. That is the problem that needs to be solved. That because almost everybody within that chain understands that these things will not be checked at this point, and so they are confident of walking away with this amount of money. That is something that we need to do.
Somebody with close knowledge of the government payment process has sent me a message. Good morning, team. To enforce the usage of giftness, Controller and Accountant General will be withdrawing all manual checkbooks from all MDAs and MMDAs. By the end of this month, an agreement to compel commercial banks from honoring manual checks issued by any MDA or MMDA will be signed. The effect of this intervention will be the inability of government institutions to effect payment outside giftness. Now, I'm not sure whether he's saying that this is what they've done or this is what they will do. So let me read it again.
Okay.
Good morning, team. To enforce the usage of giftness, Controller and Accountant General will be withdrawing all manual checkbooks from all MDAs and MMDAs.
Future test.
No, he says by the end of this month, an agreement to compel commercial banks from honoring manual checks or to prevent commercial banks, that's what he wanted to say, from honoring manual checks issued by any MDA or MMDA will be signed. the effect of this intervention will be the inability of government institutions to effect payment outside GIFMIS. So he's saying that if you want to force people to use GIFMIS, tell the banks not to honor a manual check, so that the banks will be forced to only make payments electronically to agents. If you do that, from end of this month, some of this will stop.
Exactly, which is good. But it is also important to point out that one of
so this is going forward.
One of the problems we've had is institutions of state having multiple accounts. Some of which are not integrated into the systems as to allow for the kind of oversight and due diligence. So, I don't have money in this account. I have to have money in that account. But that account is not linked to some of these systems we're talking about. I know that there was a time that the government gave an order that we should try and consolidate all of these accounts. And the Bank of Ghana should see to it. I don't know where we are with that. I hope that this directive that they are giving will also take into account this reality. The multiple bank accounts. I think no state institution should have more than one bank account. Unless it is extremely necessary, then maybe you do two.
Let me ask you a last question. Looking at the amounts involved, particularly when it comes to monies paid and goods not delivered, would the government be better served recovering the money, or would they be better served going the legal route of prosecution?
There are two things involved here. You can prosecute and still chase the assets of the people who would have offended us, right? So there's something known as tracing in law, where you try and determine where the proceeds would have been used. And then it's actually a number of steps have to be taken to be sure that, the money that was received was used to buy, say, asset A, B, and C. And then you take steps to recover those assets. That can be done together with criminal prosecution. The other is to say that, look, we've lost some money. Why should we care about prosecuting? What we should do is
let's take the money back
civil
first.
action. And no, you can do the two side by side.
Because I think it's easier to get the money.
And then
the problem is so blatant, right? So collect the money back first and then prosecute later.
Yeah, but we also have what they call the plea bargaining regime now, which allows for people to say, yes, I chopped the money. I'm wrong. I don't want us to litigate this matter. I'll pay back X amount, and then you forgive me. You don't put me inside or related matters.
Can I read some comments for me, and then Kakra will take a final bite?
You didn't ask me any question,
yes, I know.
Bernard. And now you're rushing me.
He has to bamboozle his way through. We were doing something.
So let me also bamboozle my way.
Charlie, he said there's time. There's no time.
I will be brief. For me, there are two things. Okay. On the face of this report, there are two concerning things for me. The first is that it appears that ministries, and these are public institutions, where people who work in the public sector or public officers work, are taking advantage of what appears to be the problems of this country, to make organized schemes of looting the state. That's the first one. What does that mean for our never-ending problems? As we sit here, we have electricity problems, we have water problems, we have food problems. This morning, you guys read a story about cancer-causing chemicals in bananas. So it is concerning. It is a gory reality that I think we should be looking at when we hear that all these programs were created, 1D, 1F, etc., to solve problems that actually exist. But they did not do that. It appears, and all of this is on the face of it, it appears that there was rather an organized scheme to loot money belonging to the state. This gives me the impression that these institutions are acting as saboteurs of the state. Secondly, that no name was mentioned, not even the names of the banks
in the statement.
In this report, I'm speaking to this.
I haven't seen the audit report. This is the statement on the floor.
It can't be said in the statement because the people will not be there to defend themselves.
So technically, because the audit report will include a management response, I feel like if you go to Parliament and mention people's names, you may be harming them irreparably. Do you understand? So you can mention the offense.
I hold a different view, but I understand what you're saying. But I hold a different view.
You feel like names should be mentioned?
You see, Sky spoke about what we could have used that 8 billion to do. The hospitals, the schools. I don't think that we should be caressing the names of people who have conducted this illegality as against the people. Let's not forget that just last month somebody died because we couldn't put the person in the hospital, And these monies should have been funding those problems, solving those problems. But these monies are being directed elsewhere. They are being done by people on the ground as officers and also people at the top, because clearly it is organized.
Let me read a final comment. Bernard, I'm smiling. As a practitioner who has a play in the requisition to pay R2P process, I know all the loopholes for gaming the system. Trust me, our PFM system is an active crime scene. I have personal experience. I proposed a solution. The minister said the technocrats will sabotage it. I met the technocrats. They asked me, how will the politicians finance their party? There's a simple process used by commercial businesses, an end-to-end robust ERP architecture. We know where any follow the money will lead to. It will lead to the politicians. It's a create, loot and share, very endemic in the public sector. I think we have to move to something else to salvage what is left of the morning. We have summarized some of the highlights of the report in infographics we are sharing.
Just small.
You wanted to also
means the Ministry of Defense one that freaks me.
The car,
the whole Ministry of Defense.
Serious.
And then the Judicial Service.
That's this 118.
That 7 Toyota saloon cars dated October 2024.
No reason.
Supplier said that they couldn't supply after they took their money.
No, so they said because of the audit, the suppliers said they can't even do it again.
And the Ministry of Defense
submitted
stores receipt advice
Yeah.
for vehicles worth 4.8 million.
Yeah.
And then the vehicles were never delivered.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's another one in ministry. It's serious.
Charlie.
It's serious. So you are back from the Heritage Caravan. Welcome back. Today is not.
I do force landing.
Today is not even. Today is not even. I will do a full interview with you on the caravan tomorrow. I just wanted to ask how you and the old boys were faring.
Which old boys? The patrons.
No, but you are the global president.
Which old boys? You mean alumni?
This is
because you made reference to no, because you made reference to caravan.
No, I wanted you to just tell me everything's okay as an old boy of Swiss school. How is it going?
Oh, this one, you take me upside down.
No, so like, how is everything going? It's a difficult one. It's a big situation here because it was in the news yesterday that
with our headmistress,
the headmistress has been transferred,
yes,
and that she's falling victim to some power play between the MP and some other person.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us?
What we were told was that she will be transferred because the MP had a problem with her. That's what we were told. And this is like a month ago.
This news?
And so we wrote to the Director General of Ghana Education Service to seek audience to kind of mediate. So we wrote on the 9th of February.
Have you received a response?
We didn't receive a response, but it's noted that he received it. But he didn't respond to us. While we were waiting.
So this was a protest?
I wouldn't say a protest. We had requested a meeting to discuss and see what could be done. Okay. Other parties had also met with the chiefs of the Swedru area on this matter.
Hey, then it's gone.
Yeah, but
they still is the biggest secondary school in the area.
Obviously. But again, the MP has had nothing to do with the school since I have been involved. I've never met her. I don't, obviously, even for things that are supposed to go to school, she shares to schools and leaves Suez School out.
So she doesn't deal with the school directly?
No, apparently because of the issue that exists between them, or the issue she has against the headmistress. And it came to a head, and they insisted that the woman should be moved from there. And the Director General also went ahead and issued.
So what are the old students going to do?
Well, the old students are hoping that reason will prevail, so that if Ghana Education Service wants to do a transfer, it shouldn't be punitive in this manner, because in recent past, we can boldly say that this is the best head of school that we have had.
And she has done nothing wrong.
And she has done absolutely nothing wrong. On the contrary, everything right. And there are clear signs to show. And so to punish her because she falls on the negative side of a politician is not a good narrative. And that's what we are saying. We are not saying that Ghana Education Service cannot transfer people. Of course, she was transferred from Wesley Girls to Swesco. So what's wrong if she's transferred to another school? But how then do you give her 1 week to vacate?
Hey, 1 week.
So what? There's no there's no handing over. You write a letter and say that by 12th of March you should be out of the place.
Wow.
When we have all students, alumni homecoming and speech and prize giving day the week after, which she has superintended over the planning and everything. So you see, everything shows that they want to punish her and embarrass her. And that's what we stand against. We are not saying that they can't transfer. We are not in their organogram. We are a stakeholder, but we don't report to them, they don't report to us. But mutual respect will require that they actually take note of our concerns, and that's what we are saying.
So where the alumni, if this does not change, what sort of emotion, how angry are they?
No, if this does not change, as in, we are not saying they shouldn't transfer her. We are saying that it should be logical. We are in the middle of a process that we should at least complete that cycle of the anniversary, and then you can now come back and see. Now, if this does not change, as in tomorrow is the 12th, or today? Tomorrow is the 12th, supposed to be. If she has to leave tomorrow, the alumni will not step a foot on campus for the anniversary.
Hey. Serious?
Oh no! If Golda is not present for the anniversary, we will boycott it and we will stay like that till something is done.
That's serious.
No, because what kind of insult is that? And we don't want to.
Because if the alumni take their hand away from our secondary schools, there'll be a problem.
That's if they care. That's if the Ghana Education Service really cares. But from what is going on, it means that the Director General himself does not care. He does not care. And I'm saying it, he doesn't care. Because we wrote to him. He didn't respond. And I know as a matter of fact that he received the letter. And we are saying that, let logic be displayed. Wow. We will finish our anniversary, and then you can continue with your internal transfer issues. The second thing is that the whole idea of we want to bring the constituency chairman or deputy chairman of the party to come and head the school, all students will not accept that one.
Yeah.
They can choose to go ahead, but we want to state it emphatically that we do not accept that one. There are lots of things going on, but all we are saying is that the lady deserves a fair treatment as an employee of Ghana Education Service who has had the brightest of records, who has done so good a job for the institution, to be punished this way. And if we want to go into the details of the purported conduct,
it will not be fine. I don't even think we should go into that.
Yeah, so we want to leave, but all we are saying is that
the GS should be reasonable.
Yes, they have to be reasonable. If the Director General doesn't think that we are worth his time for him to even invite us to a meeting, even after we wrote to him to hear our side, so be it.
Yeah, that's not fair.
But he is Director General for a season, like others were for a season. And one day he will be off that seat as Director General and he will join us as civilians, common floor members, and they will live their life together.
Yeah, I know this is serious because the story came yesterday on the newspaper review. You were not here, so I didn't want to touch it until you came. Swedru Senior High School has a speech day on the 21st, which is next week. And at least the old boys are saying, if for nothing at all, the headmistress should oversee that one. And number two, if we are going to replace her, it must be logical. And the replacement must be somebody who will make the school better, not on the basis of a politician's whim. So, it's 9:07. You see, that's why today I said I won't talk to you about Heritage Caravan, because Heritage Caravan, we have to discuss it in different details. So today, just chill.
We'll come and talk about Caravan tomorrow.
No, you know, I feel for you, because if this had happened in Presec, it would have been crazy as well. We would not have accepted it. So I think the old students are right in what they are doing, because you have, and I'll say this, that old students have become such an important part of, like this weekend, Holy Child, last weekend, St. Augustine's, everybody's going back to Cape Coast. Old students have become so important in fundraising, in helping in results improve. Some of them are hiring teachers to teach. Some are building science resource centers. I mean,
as for Swesco, the politicians says they don't even like the style of the old students, so they will prove to them that they have power, and that's what they are doing. To the extent that the teacher in the school who claims that he is the rep of the party in the school actually punched the stomach of our general secretary, our secretary.
All students general secretary.
Yes.
Hey, it's okay.
And just wow. You know, I'm telling you, this is just last week.
Wow.
So this matter was taken to police. He was detained for a while before he was billed there, and the matter is still there. So you see, it's people hear different parts of the story.
There's a lot happening in Swesco.
There's so much happening, and the hatred for this woman for just doing her work.
She's not being accused of any wrong.
No.
It's just getting the crosshairs of politicians.
Yes, she hasn't been accused of anything, and she's given 1 week to vacate, as if she's some criminal.
No, but we can't run it.
I mean, how do you run an institution? Look, and Swedu Secondary School has over 4,500 students. Over 4,500, that's this woman superintends over. And we choose to treat her like this, to say thank you for a good job done.
No, that will not be right.
Please, politicians, just know that you also have a sell-by date. Yeah. Today you are there, tomorrow you will not be there.
Yeah.
That one, every politician listening to me must know that. You may not like the sound of my voice, but the fact still remains that you have a sell-by date. One day you will not wield the power that you have today to determine somebody's future, especially somebody who has done no wrong.
Yeah.
Please.
Or who has done well. Anyway, it's 9:09. I will take a short break. Don't forget we are in the Heritage Month, and so we'll be continuing our conversations with Kweku Akwankra. And then later in the morning, some more interviews. Charlie, when it comes to our old schools, we don't joke. Everybody's wild, Charlie. We are all wild. I mean, take it easy. It will be.
This is the easiest I could possibly
take it easy. Because, you know, your Swesco thing, Charlie, you've done so much. I know you're even promoting some Swesco event again. Speech Day is coming. You know, and the school feels so energized. The old boys are so energized. So this is a good time to be a Swesconian.
Charlie, people, better the number of people calling me.
Charlie, your Swesco people, they are concerned. Yeah,
Dr. Nkobia, Dr. Otabil,
all of them.
Dr. Otinjesi,
George Odro,
Professor Odro. Everybody is concerned.
Charlie, what's your motto again?
Semper cum optimis.
Always. Thank
you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a 2-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, Citi FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
This Easter, as homes fill with laughter, shared meals, and love, pause for a moment and remember a child who has no one to celebrate with. Across Ghana, children in selected orphanages are hoping for care, hoping for comfort, hoping for kindness. You can be the reason a child smiles this Easter. Support the Easter Orphan Project 2026. Your donation in cash or in kind will provide warm meals, clothing, school supplies, and essential care for their well-being. Send your mobile money donation to 0550-900-006 or write a check in the name of the Citi FM Foundation. You may also bring your donation to Channel 1 TV in Tesano, Accra, Ghana. You can donate milk, sugar, rice, toys, books, or detergent. For more information, visit www.citynewsroom.com or call 0550-900-006 or 0302-226-013. The Easter Orphan Project comes off on Monday, 6 April 2026 and is powered by 97.3 Citi FM with support from Channel 1 TV. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life.
The journey to a successful immigration begins with the right knowledge. Join us on Friday, the 13th of March 2026 at 4 p.m. at the Ghana Shippers Authority, Ridge, for the launch of the groundbreaking book, The Immigration Formulae, Rules, Packaging and Strategy. The book, which is written by Wanda Victor Kuto, features a foreword by Professor Dr. Larry D. Matteo. The event will be chaired by Justice Yoni Kolendi. See you there.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva. Anfuega Senior High School is 60. Hooray! A legacy of excellence turns 60. Anfuega Senior High School is proudly celebrating 6 decades of discipline, distinction, and impact from March 23rd to 29th, 2026. The week-long program for the anniversary begins on Monday, March 23rd, with a brass band procession through the principal streets of Anfuega. On Thursday, March 26th, there will be health screening in the morning, inter-house debates and quiz competition later in the evening. The evening of 27th will see a torchlight procession and bonfire, after which there will be a welcome Bobowa night and kebab show. The grand 60th anniversary deba comes off on Saturday, March 28th, with jamboree and artist night in the evening. There will be a Thanksgiving service on Sunday, March 29th. Special guest of honor is President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. All students, current students, friends, and all well-wishers, come home and be part of history. And for sec at 60, 60th anniversary, the deed, not the glory.
When you hit the road, anything can happen. Drive with motor insurance that's fast, reliable, and always there when it matters. Whether it is comprehensive motor insurance, third-party fire and theft, or third-party only, Provident Insurance will sort you out. Insure or renew from January to March and enjoy fuel coupons and exclusive branded souvenirs. Terms and conditions apply. Drive confident, drive protected. Visit any Provident Insurance branch nationwide, our agency outlets, or licensed brokers. You can also call 050 080-937-4928 for inquiries or visit providencegh.com for more information. Remember, Ghana card is required for individuals and TIN number for corporate clients and for all motor insurance transactions in line with NIC directives.
With Provident, land your cover.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We continue with our conversations on the Heritage Month here on Channel 1 Television and 97.3 Citi FM, still looking at various aspects of our history for the month. We're continuing a discussion on kingdoms and non-centralized groups. In the first part of this two-part series, we discussed the Akwamu and the Dinchura and spoke also about some states within the Akan enclave. Today we're going to talk about the Ga Kingdom and then also discuss some non-centralized groups with Kweku Dakwankra. Stay with us.
Ago.
Welcome back. So today we're discussing or continuing our discussion on kingdoms and also non-centralized groups. Before we come to the Ga conversation, do kingdoms begin? What's the evolution of a kingdom?
Thank you very much. So from all the history of the kingship, we realize that they all trace their ancestry. I'm talking about the royal family to an epical ancestor who is the founder of the community or who brought that specific ethnic group together. So, for instance, if you take the history of the Ashantis, whether Dintra and so on, in the Akan society, it traces an African ancestress who is a woman. And they have what we call the clan system or the Ebusia. And out of the Ebusia, that actually grew in population. There was the need for governance. So first it started with clanship leadership, where someone is the clan head and was heading the community. So that brought the idea of what is called Odidie, okay? Odidie is the one who actually owned the space or the land that people were in. Then when the growing expanded into a crow or a town, we migrated into the principle of what is called Odikro. So the one who heads the town also came into it. Then the development went on. And then people from the towns moved out, created different forms of towns that all claim allegiance to that specific original town. And then there were other clans, heads, who have also grown this way. And over a time, all these people came together, and then one person emerged as a leader. In some society, it emerged through war, where that specific ethnic clan leader emerged as the king of the entire group. For example, Ashanti region, Ashanti kingdom, where you have the Oyoko family emerging as the head of the kingdom. Okay? Because they were the leading group that went to the war. They called for the coming together of the various clan families to come together and fight their common enemy, the Denchra. So you have it. Prior to that, these towns themselves have developed with their own figureheads or chiefs who were controlling their territory. So you see the Kwaman with raised to Kokofu, okay? All the way they established Kwaman, established the town of Kumasi, which they bought from the chief of Tafu, and then live there. So you see the evolution that right from a person owning the town, moving to become a clan head, becoming the Odikro, and then joining with a conglomeration of other clan heads and families, emerging as what? The chief or the king, the overlord. So now the person who heads the entire state then become the chief or the king. And then we don't are the town chiefs, what we call the subdivisions. So they are the subdivisional chiefs. And below the subdivisional chiefs are their own town chiefs who they exert authority on. And these chiefs also have authority over the clan heads in that order. So that is the arrangement that brought about. So we see clearly that from the very beginning, these societies also lived a mode of acephalous society nature and then evolved.
Wonderful.
You see, so they were not originally kinship.
You said the Ga are interesting because there are two schools of thought around whether they are acephalous or whether they are centralized. Because, of course, now the major Ga states have their own overlord or ruler. So just walk me through the evolution of the Ga system.
So the Gans, as we know, the history of where they came from, have been argued to that they came from, like the people who talk about coming from Oyo State. There were people who claim to have also come from Benin State, as well as some contestation of people who also believe that Ghana themselves may have probably come from within the Volta River basin area. That notwithstanding, these people came to Accra through eastward migration, and then they came to settle and form their pre-colonial kingdom of Ayawaso. Okay, and then they settled there until there was a contestation about the power there. And in this power struggle, the Akomus also invaded Accra and defeated the Gans at Ayawaso. And as a result, there was a migration to the coast. And this migration to the coast, history tells us that they came to meet Lakote Adueshi, who was already then settling there. And Lakote Adueshi was a priest. So people believe, as a priest, the idea of ownership of the land as an aboriginal who was already on the coast was a form of theocratic governance, where the Gulomo, and Gulomo is a priestly office. And as a result, any rule by a priest is theocratic in terms of governance identification. So this Gulomo, who is also who will also qualify at the same time as Asasiria or Shiache, was the one who exerts that authority. Now, without moving much into certain contestation, the people of Nungba contend that they were the first to be on the coast, and as a result, leadership even ought to have been with them as a result of this arrangement of the theocratic order. But the people that moved from the Ayawaso to become the Gamashi people, who came down, actually established that sort of kingdom, and then exert an overreach powers over other Ga states, i.e., as you know, we have the La group, who from the very beginning were settling close to the Ekuapem before they moved down, conquering people on their way down to the coast. That's why they call La Dadekotopon, which means the remover of the mighty one. So the people they were able to, defeat all the way, they came to the coast and were there. Then we have the Teshi people, who are also a conglomeration of people between the Teshi and the Nungba. Then you have the Nungba group, also as another gang group. You have the Osu, what we call the Kadigbo. the Kadibos, who mostly were from the Dangwe areas, as well as some from the Badi areas. All of them came together and settled at Osu. That's why you see the Osu name Nuete, Note. It shows you about their Dangwe origins from the Krobo areas and coming down to the coast. Then you also have the people of Taba, the Bahian group, also joining this group to make the sub-Gas states. And from within these Gas states, over the years, as a result of warfare and what have you, the people of Gamashi, who were the first to actually want the idea of kinship system, then exert authority, like it happens in all other states, to have its power extended to all these Gas states. And that underneath some of the undercurrent of chieftaincy issues and contestation of who is the senior and who ought to rule the Gas state, and why sometimes to this contestation as to even if it's the Gamashi, the Gamanche from Gamachi is a king, he doesn't even have land if you compare it to La people, who by far have the largest land within the Gas state, or the Nungwa and so on. So the evolution itself, as I've shown you, shows the idea. If you go back to the colonial treaties, some of them were signed between the Wulomos and the Europeans and not the kings. And that is what is being used to show that indeed, if you look critically into the Gan governance architecture, there was an element of theocratic governance before it evolved into the Akan system of chieftaincy.
Was there ever a time they fought together as one group?
They have always fought in the war as one, not differently, because they understand their common identity as Gan people. And so whenever there is war, they join together, the Gans came together and fought against the Akamu in 1730, because it was the war that will give them their freedom. So for Ga people, they are motto that we say, Asiedu oketekre, odudu oni amanfu. The meaning is that Asiedu the great one, the multitude that do not have deserted towns, because prior to that, they have become deserted. And then they came together and they went and fight the Akamus, and then they defeated them. Of course, it was not the Ga alone. The Ga groups, all of them came together. There were some Fantis, there were people from the Achim, all of them joining together because they were all fed up with the overbearing attitude of the Akamu, where they have the power to capture some of their people and send them to slavery and so on. So they wanted to remove the shackle of oppression of which the Akamu rule has placed on them. So this common experience of suffering brought all of them together, and in that war, it was not only Gamachi that went to that war. All of them came together. Again, in the Katamansu War, okay, they also came together, and then they went to the war. So if you look at Randolph's books, he has a list of every warrior from each Gas state, and the names are there.
Wow.
He lists all the Asafa chairs. And the military and the people belonging all the various Asafoi or the Asafu group, the names are there. Anybody can go and take Randall's book on the history of Gold Coast and Ashanti hinterlands. Everything is there. The names. It was not that only one group of people went to fight.
Wow.
All the Ga people brought their warriors together, and then even the Sakumo priest came out with prophecies and even directed who should lead them in the war.
Wow.
So we have Takekome joining to lead the war, and with other warriors in that order.
Wow. So they have been very theocratic, and that's why the Ulume are still very critical.
Yes, because, when society evolves, there are certain fixtures that continue to be exhibited within that society. And that gives you an inkling into how that society used to be before it evolved into its current state.
Wow. This is interesting. We'll take a short breather. When we come back, we'll look at non-centralized states as well, because we've discussed the Ga who were centralized, but we'll look at a few more on this second of our two-part series looking at kingdoms and non-centralized states. Stay with us.
Ago. Ago.
Welcome back. We're still having this fascinating conversation on our Heritage Month here on Channel 1 Television and 97.3 Citi FM. Kweku Dankwa walking us through some very interesting histories. In the first part, we spoke about the Akwamo and the Dintra. In the second part, we discussed the Ga and also clarified the evolution of kingdoms. We want to end by looking at the so-called non-centralized states, because we have to also do justice to this. There are many. So we've said that for them, they are feudal. So they come together when it's necessary. And you can even say that up till today, the way they behave, they have a lot of solidarity among themselves. Can you discuss one or two of those groups?
So, for instance, if I take the South, the people you know, for example, some of them have mingled with the Akan states. So it becomes difficult to even identify them, particularly among the Fanti group. They have so mingled with the Fantis that it is even very difficult to actually see who is an original Eti person or who is a Fanti. Like me today, the town I come from, Anoma, was originally an Eti settlement before the Bobo Fanti group who migrated from Techiman came to the coast and swallowed the chieftain, the people who were there, the Eti people, then ruled by their leader called Nana Apia Mensa before they took the territory from him. For the Fanti's own oral history, when they came, the Etis were the people who were occupying Mankesim, and they have their leader called Nana Akraman. He was so powerful a leader that he exerted influence from that town. In fact, that town was called, before it became Mankesim, it was called Adwejiri, which today is known within the eastern corridors. So Adwejiri town was where the Nana Akraman was ruling. And he was the one who gave the Fantis permission and opportunity to stay close with them until later the Fanti used a lot of tricks and then having the overwhelming power overwhelming him. Prior to that, history tells us that Akraman exerted influence from the Adwejili enclave all the way to some part of the coast. And he had a leadership system where the succession model too was there through their family system. And Akraman's power was such that he could expand his authority over other neighboring scattered Asifalo societies. And he exerted this influence by trading even with the Europeans. And he was coming to the coast, mingling with other Asifalo societies like the Etis of the Anomabo, which in the past they called them Oyantase. And there was records of those periods where they go and trade with Europeans. In fact, if you look at the colonial history, even when the Portuguese came in 1471, the towns on the coast who were Fanti, some of them have not emerged. And there were those Asifalo societies there. So the strength of Akraman was such that when the Fanti came, they have to play it cool with them. So the fact that an Asifalo society doesn't have centralized system does not mean they didn't have protective mechanism or they were not militaristic. The problem with their architecture was that, if you look from Akraman, was that they live in a scattered spaces. So mobilization against a common enemy takes time. And more often, because they were also there on the coast long before the Akans came, they lack actually the iron technology. Because the Akans came with the iron technology. So they could make machines which were more superior to the inferior Asai or sledgehammer which the indigenous people were using. So in terms of numbers, in terms of metallistic equipment, they have far advanced one, and they have far advanced military tactics of Asafo, which the Eti or the non-centralized people, they don't have. So in this contestation between Akraman and then the Fantis, who then do not even have a king. The Fantis, when they came, they also didn't have a king. They have a priest leaders. Obunuman Kuma, Odepejan, and Osun. When they reached Mankesim, it was Osun alone who was alive. So the various groups under them, they have their leaders. And they will later move out of Mankesim to go and find their towns. And the towns they will later find, some of them is the Ekumufi, Inyan, Anomabu, Gomua, and the last one, which is Abra. So these were people who came out of them. But today they have included other people. So this 7 group, earlier 5 group, they came together and then they fought against Nana Akraman, who was the leader of the Eti people, and they defeated him. So the Fantis took his town and renamed it Mankesim. That is big town. And then Akraman moved to Gomua, where he stayed within Apam area. And then, according to the legend, which is full when you talk the history of the Asifolo societies, because there were people who believe in the supernatural, that when he reached the Apam, that Burapa, that was the town, he entered into the well, which in Fante is Buddha, and then he vanished. So that place is called Burapa. Burapa, and that is where he left, and his family are still there who appreciate. So that Burapa has become what is called a shrine, which people propitiate, and now they are embedded within the Fanti society, and the identity called Eti is no longer showing within, because they have been incorporated into the larger Fanti ethnic identification.
Fanti were separate states. They never became one kingdom.
So Fantis have a system of governance which is unique from the other states. Right from Mankesim, they were independent of each other, but they knew themselves to be one. So when they settled there, the leader of Mankesim was called Amanfo. So Mankesim's original name is Amanfo. In fact, if you meet anybody from Mankesim, you greet him, Kwentra Amanfo, and then he will also respond, Amanfo Jadu, because that is the original name. Then you have the Nana Nkusu, who lead the Nkusukum group. That is the area from Mankesim. Immediately after the roundabout, there's a cemetery if you are going to Cape Coast. All the way up to Kromante, those are Nkusukum towns. Then after Anomabo, they move all the way from Ibirua to Yamransa, and Yamransa is their capital town. Sopon is their Adwantini division. But some people think that Sopon is the capital town of Nkusukum people. Then you have the Ekumisi, which is when you eastward migration after Mankesim station there. That town where the filling station is, that people drop. All the way up to the interiors, up to, what's the town's name? It's a men's town. What's that name? Kumprano. He has links there, Kumprano, through Salfabuano, all the way through Otom. And then Abraham, Abraham. Yes, Otom. You say Otom, it's Otom. So all the way to Otom. That is where the how do you call it? The Ekumefi also end. Then you have the Inyan people. They are called the Wakers. Their leader was Nanasa, who also lead them to that area. And then Obatan Gomua's leader, who also brought them there. And they went to found other towns like Edumakon, all the way through all the Gomua cluster of towns, including Gomua German and Gomua America and all those people. So that is the way it is. But when they were at Mankesim, the governance system was that they had a leader who took them of them. It's a military leader. He's called Brafu. And the Brafu was a traveling magistrate. Whatever issues the people have, he presides over it. And his office then was also attached to what is called Nananumumpo, which is where they buried the 3 great ancestors of the Fanti, the patriarchs. Obumakwaino the Pagan. That is where they buried their body, and it's become an oracle which the Fantis propitiate in terms of asking for any solution from their deity. So the Nananumumpo is widely known as the Fantis national oracle. So, and the office of the Brafu was linked to that oracle. And what it is that the Fantis, he was not a king, he was not a chief, but he was someone with authority to deliver judgment, because Brafu from the olden days is the one who have the wisdom and is able to turn things down. Over the time, the Brafu turned into executioner. So we know it today that Brafu is an executioner. But prior to that, in fact, Ramantini in his PhD thesis even explained the evolution of Brafu system from advisory role and counseling and how it evolved into the office of executioner, because he has the authority to execute with the staff of office. So the Fantis have that one. And then from there, when they spread, they went with their leaders. They were not kings. But over the years, they were what we call asafohene. So a person who moved out of the Mankesim, you go and settle your place, but you will still, when there is an issue to be dealt with, you return back to Mankesim to talk to your Obatan, who is the leader of your group. And if the case is so thorny, it is then given to the traveling judge or the Brafu who will settle the issue. So over the years, these asafohenes also grow in stature, and then they appropriated the account system of kinship. So that is how the Fanti system is completely different.
So a unique system.
So it's a unique system. So some people call it a confederacy. Some people, like my own Professor Shomwe, describe it as a Fanti coalition instead of using the term confederacy and other sort of things.
Of course. And within the coast, there were people like the Futu who were actually originally Guans.
Yes.
Who are also along the coast near Winneba. Not to be confused with Fantis.
No, not to be confused with Fantis. Like so are also the interior ones like Ewutu. The Ewutu people, so we have the Ewutu, the people from the Ewutu Breku area, and then we have Senya Breku. The Senya Brekus are those who are much closer to the Fantis. They are on the beach from Gobwafete, those around that area. And then those in the interior Breku, they are also closer to the Gan. So you see that these two Ewutu group, those on the coast, their language is influenced by the Fanti, and those in the interior, the Ewutu Breku people, their language is also influenced by Gan. In fact, their naming system and so on.
But they are all Guans.
They are all Guans in that order. As well. And even the Elmina and our other group, they were all Shama and all those groups. They were all indigenous group that were there before the Fantis came to the coast. So that is one for the, but one other example of a Guan state is the one that was created, which is by far the largest, created by Atara Finam. The name, according to the Guan people, is Atele, Atele. But over the years, it has become Atara. So it was a very powerful kingdom. He created a very powerful kingdom from the hinterlands of Accra all the way to Tafu. And he exerts so much authority that oral traditions from the Enumbosu and other area describe him as a leader who was so powerful that none of the Asifalo societies and even emerging Akan group to contest his power. He was defeated by a group of pre-Asante states. That is Kwaman, Agogo. And then the other one was the name? Kumeu. All of them coming together, including the people of Kweu, because the guy exerted power all the way to Tafu areas. So they came together, and that area that Atale of Filam used to have authority, which in Ashanti language is called Sechere areas. Okay, Sechere areas. That was where his powers were. So these Sechere groups, including Kwaman, including Agogo, and Kumeu, all of them joined together to fight against Atala of Finam. And then they were able to defeat his kingdom. But this is to explain to you that Aboriginal societies, or Asifalo societies, were not that weak. But prior to the emergence of the Akan centralized state, they were able to also expand their own territories. And the example of Atala of them show us that It doesn't matter your style of governance, but with a strong leader, you will be able to also expand your territory, stretching even from the coast all the way to Ashanti hinterland.
We'll leave it here for now. Thank you, Kweku Dankwa, for those fascinating insights into the various histories of both kingdoms and non-centralized groups. This is the Heritage Month on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. My name is Ben Adavle. We'll be with you next time. Bye-bye.
Feel the energy and reconnect with your roots this March at the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026. Join us for a celebration of Ghanaian culture and cuisine from all across the country. Northern, Akan, and Southern villages will all be represented. It's more than just food. It's about culture, family, and memories that last a lifetime. Let's come together this March to discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 28th and 29th of March 2026. Venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. The time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day. Interested vendors can register by calling 0205-973-973. The Back to Your Village Food Festival is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Improve your gum and oral health with the new Nesta mouthwash from Ernest Chemists Limited. Nesta mouthwash comes in original and fresh mint for the treatment of bleeding or irritated gums, mouth ulcers, maintenance of oral hygiene, prevention of bad breath and plaque. Nesta mouthwash, great oral hygiene, long-lasting freshness. Available in pharmacies nationwide. Manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited.
Ramadan Kareem, a season of peace, blessings, and giving. Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing blessings into your home with special value deals on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. NASCO TVs from just $699, bottom fridge freezer from $1999, chest freezer from $1999, Samsung 6kg twin tab washing machine for 2,999 Ghana cedis, Samsung microwaves from 1,799 Ghana cedis, TCL 43 inches for 2,999 Ghana cedis, TCL water dispenser for 1,599 Ghana cedis, TCL front load inverter for 5,999 Ghana cedis, media air cooler for 1,499 Ghana cedis, air fryer, juicer, stand mixer, and blender at all special Ramadan prices. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealers nationwide. Call us on 0503-159739 and on our website at www.electrolandgh.com. Electroland Ghana, bringing Ramadan value home.
In the heart of Africa, where the warmth of our people meets the beauty of our land, there's a pride that soars high. Welcome to South African Airways. At SAA, we're more than an airline. From the golden sands of Cape Town to the thundering Victoria Falls, from the turquoise waters of Mauritius to the pristine beaches of Perth, let South African Airways take you on a journey you'll never forget. As a proud member of the Star Alliance, the world's largest premier airline network, SAA is dedicated to delivering unparalleled passenger services of the highest standard. South African Airways, proudly South African, where every journey begins with Sawubona. We see you.
When factories rise, we protect them. When businesses grow, we guard their future. When families invest in what matters most, we secure their dreams. For over 60 years, SIC Insurance has been Ghana's shield, built on integrity, reliability, and care. From motor to fire, accidents to travel, marine and more. Whatever you value, insure it with confidence. Insure it with care. Insure it with SIC Insurance. Because at the heart of every policy is a sacred promise to care, to deliver, to be there when it matters most. Call 0800 100 055 or talk to a broker or licensed agent today. SIC Insurance. Our promises are sacred.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Quick conversation before we check out of the studio. I have amazing friends from CASM, super strong waterproof cement. Frank Entry Ejapon is the marketing and PR lead. Oreku Asamoah Dechi is head direct sales, and they are in. So we have a good conversation of the new super strong waterproof cement. Guys, welcome to the studio. Good to have you both.
Thank you.
Listen, I've heard and I've really monitored your growth, and you are launching new products here and there. You have the biggest factory for something, and also it's the biggest in the world also. Is that Africa or the whole world?
It's for the world, actually.
Hey, what's that about? Tell us quickly about it.
It's the EcoCool cements that we launched last year.
Yeah, I remember we spoke about this last year. EcoCool.
Yes, EcoCool.
So this is a bigger factory?
It's a huge factory. Wow. Yes.
I saw the president there, a lot of diplomats, and oh, nice. Congratulations, guys. You're doing well. So let's zoom in on your super strong waterproof cement. How does that work? What is it? Tell me about it.
All right. Very good morning to your listeners.
Yes,
and it's good to be back here.
Yes.
I would want to say a very special good morning to the Managing Director of CASM, Dr. Huber, and Commercial Director, Mr. Kwesiche.
Fantastic.
Super strong waterproof cement. It's a very exciting product. I say it's exciting because I have personal experience with it. It's a high-performing product that is carefully developed to give you a double dose, which is a dual purpose product. It's giving you strength and durability, and it's going to also give you resistance to moisture and dampness. This product is made for everybody. Construction agencies, new builders, everybody that's trying to, even if you have thoughts of building, it's for you. If you're only looking at having a durable structure and a long-lasting one, this product is for you.
You talked about the fact that it deals with dampness. That's a big problem many property owners and developers are facing, that maybe they've built in places where whatever is happening, or they have pipe issues. And you're saying that if I buy the super strong waterproof cement, it will fight against the dampness?
Yes.
Yeah, precisely so. So this new product CASM has introduced into the Ghanaian market is looking at closing the gap that has been there for a very long time now.
Right.
Where moisture and dampness has created a lot of inconveniences for homeowners.
Yeah.
So we are looking at closing this gap, whereby we are introducing this product to make sure that right from the onset, if you are now going to build, right from your foundation, so for your concrete works, for your block works, and the block laying, you could use this product to ensure that moisture and dampness.
So you're saying from foundation to plastering to tiling to paving and all those things, I can start using the super strong waterproof cement?
Yes.
Okay. What advantages practically do these give me beyond the dampness that we spoke about? How different is this from what we know on the market, or what's available?
So, like the name comes with, waterproof. CASM, or this product, is formulated with the water guard technology, which enhances the resistance of moisture and dampness in the cement.
Right.
And this is what makes it different from all the cements we have in the country. So we are proud to say that this waterproof cement is the first of its kind when it comes to cement in the country.
So in Ghana, only GASM has this super strong waterproof cement.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So what if I go to the warehouse or where they sell the cement? I should say specifically, I'm looking for the super strong waterproof cement. Because you have other grades.
Exactly.
The Eco Cool, I remember we spoke about.
Yeah, yes.
So in terms of pricing, what's the price points? Is it cheaper? Is it because it has the waterproof quality? What's the advantage I have in terms of cost?
It's competitive.
Right.
I mean, I say it's competitive because, I mean, looking at the added advantage we're giving you, I mean, the normal, it's giving you strength and durability, like I said, and it's also going to fight dampness for you. So, I mean, it's very competitive depending on where you're actually getting it from.
Okay.
So
but let's talk about its availability on the market, because you mentioned because depending on where I'm getting it from, right? Is it widely available? Is it in a few places? Is it just in the capital? Is all over the country?
Yes, this product is available everywhere in the country.
Everywhere in the country.
Yes, permit me to just mention few areas that you can get this product.
Please.
So if you're in Accra, you're looking at Awelam Company Limited in Tema and its environs, Pram and its environs.
Okay.
If you're in Spintex, you're looking at Pani Agency. If you are in East Legon Hills, Fafraha, you're looking at Muni Mill Ventures. Okay. If you're in Kumasi, you're looking at Clermont Company Limited and PH World Company Limited. And you're in Medina and its environs, you're looking at Antis Company Limited.
Listeners, we're dear Baba. It's just the mention and botanical names.
I mean, this is where I work.
This is what you do.
I mean, that's what I do. I love it. So I would also want to leave a contact just in case that someone wants to reach us.
Very important.
So you can reach us on 0303 980
Now, 0303
yes 980-555.
And you're on socials, I believe.
On socials.
How can we find where?
GASM Limited on Facebook.
GASM Limited on Facebook.
Limited on Instagram.
I like it.
GASM Limited on LinkedIn.
TikTok.
On TikTok. We are
everywhere
there. Everywhere
there.
we are there.
I like it.
And to add one more thing, we made mention of people using the product when they are starting their projects.
Yes.
We are not also leaving those who have also completed their buildings projects out.
Okay.
Those who have challenges whereby they have their surfaces being weakened and they have their finishes going bad.
Right.
This product is also used for repair works and renovation. And the good thing is, although it's a water guard technology that activates this moisture and dampness resistance, it is not really difficult using. It's just like using any of the other cement.
Okay.
You only have to ensure that for this time around, you take your time.
Okay.
Even for all the cement products, when you are doing the mixing, you need to really mix it well.
Okay.
Thoroughly.
So you have instructions on what we can do.
Exactly.
So we have to go by those instructions.
Yes, it's nothing different, just the same routine for our cement users, but they need to really mix it well so that they're able to activate the water guard technology.
Frank Entry Japan, marketing and PR lead.
Yes.
Let me take your very final comment before you take leave of us,
Okay, so I was sharing something with you earlier.
Yes.
GASM has built trust in Ghana for the past, for some decades now. And exactly next year will be 60 years.
Oh, yeah.
In the cement industry, I mean in Ghana.
Wow.
So if we're 60 years, it means that we are like consultants.
Yeah, big boys.
We are big boys. So what we're doing now is we're looking at problems and preferring solutions.
Right.
So in GASM, we believe cement is for life.
Okay.
If cement is for life, then we are saying that we are building for generations.
Okay.
If we are building for generations, then it means that we're using GASM super strong waterproof cement.
Thank you.
So, I mean, this is a great product. And like I was saying earlier, I'm excited about this product because personally, anytime I've had to look for an apartment to live in, I'm looking at an area that is not waterlogged.
Yes.
And then I will get a place which is not waterlogged. I'll go and sit in this room. Either I paint it myself or the landlord paints it for me.
Yeah.
I live there 6 months down the line. I see water.
We cannot relate to this
exactly.
one.
So it is a huge problem.
Right.
So if we're 60 years next year, it means that we are looking for solutions for problems for the nation, so that we are very comfortable in the country. That's exactly what we are doing.
I like it. And your processing systems are also sustainable environmentally all of that. GASM, you're doing a great job, and congratulations ahead of your 60 years. We'll be looking forward to all the activities you'll be rolling out to celebrate that. We'll be there to eat the jollof as well. Frank Entry Ejapo is marketing lead and PR lead for GASM super strong waterproof cement is what we're talking about. Oreku Asamodechi is the head and direct sales as well. So please do well to go for the best, go for the original. Thank you, gentlemen, for passing through. Really appreciate talking to you. So let me bring you some announcements before we part ways. When the world gathers for greatness, one name leads the way. Litina Travels is the name. 2-in-1 experience uniting world-class football and global business in one unforgettable journey. Litina Travels packages include visa to watch all 3 group stages and everything you need for your comfortable going and return. This is not just a trip, it's history in motion. So call us 0244-260-789. Litina Travels. Our offices at Alisa Hotel, North Ridge. And if you're looking for motor insurance that goes the extra mile, Hollard Insurance has something special for you. When you insure your car, you get extra rewards. New customers, you drive away with free fuel coupons or vouchers, and existing customers get exclusive gifts when they renew. We have 24/7 free roadside assistance, is my favorite, so you're never stuck on the road. So men slack it. We're giving you value. 0800 444 999. Hollard Insurance. We've got you covered. And if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. Grab yours today, 0550-032-231. Piva beverages is a taste you will love. This Ramadan, Nescafe invites you on a journey of warmth, gratitude, and giving. For 30 days, discover 30 delightful ways to enjoy your favorite Nescafe. From delicious twists to perfect pairings, each day offers a new way to experience the joy and richness of Nescafe. Whether at Suho or Iftar, enjoy the warmth of togetherness with loved ones and our specially crafted coffee recipes. To learn more, visit the Nescafe website or connect on social. Nescafe family wishes you Ramadan Kareem. And this March, we're celebrating Ghanaian culture, flavor, and tradition in style. Experience Ghana celebrate heritage at AH Hotel and Conference with their Afrocentric buffet served every single day. Enjoy authentic Ghanaian and African delicacies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From traditional favorites to rich local soups and mouth-watering desserts, it's a full cultural experience on the plate. Doing this, and you don't want to miss our special themed days: seafood Thursday, Friday BBQ, Sunday brunch, perfect for family, friends, and corporate hangouts. Reserve your table today and celebrate Ghanaian heritage the delicious way. AH Hotel and Conference Afrocentric Hospitality. Reach us 050-168-4270. And listen, we're celebrating independence with the Volkswagen Ghana Freedom Package. Ghana was the pace setter for freedom in Africa, and this is a big deal. We're celebrating this with unbelievable prices on brand new Volkswagen vehicles. It's your time to own one. It's your time to be independent with VW Ghana, proudly assembled right here in Ghana. Be the next trailblazer on the road. Call 0256387608. Hurry while stocks last. T's and C's apply. My name is Caleb Kuda. Thank you so much for doing the listening. Branch in the City is up next. Keep your dial here. Relevant Radio always. Many blessings.